Yeah.
Oh, gotta
You're
love
getting audio to
OBS.
us.
What's happening? Oh, fix that shit.
That's not happening either. What the fuck?
Oh, right. My Twitter has a underscore.
There we go. Okay.
True.
Gotta fix this up now because there's a ton of background noise.
I was gonna say, I think I got quite a bit going on too. Let me just.
There we go. This should be a little bit better. Or I suppose I'm saying this on Discord and now I'm actually saying it through the stream. So depending
you
on...
didn't hear, you fucked up sex username.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I
Yeah, you did.
in front.
On Twitter.
Motherfucker. I was so confident.
That was your downfall.
Your confidence is your downfall.
Thank you for joining us. Are you enjoying the stream so far? That just started.
No.
Wait, is that 6 or 8? Okay, that's 65 months. That's still 5.5 years. Bitch, thank you.
Daytona.
And also, bitch, thank you, Swedish, for the 8 months.
That's me, I'm bitch.
Alright, I'm gonna... I suppose I hadn't shared it yet. There is the Tiermaker proper for everyone else.
Good.
This sounds underwater.
I was gonna say, you sound muffled as hell.
Me?
You
For a
did
second you did.
You sound good now. Give me a full sentence real quick.
Peter Pepper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
There, you sound good.
Okay. It might have been because I was facing this way.
That'll do it.
Yep. Okay. Then let's switch shit.
Alright.
Oh, we love Switches.
There we go.
Well, yeah, I'm right here.
Nintendo.
Oh.
Nintendo Switches.
Super Nintendo Switch. Super Nintendo Switch
Right?
GameCube Live. We want to play.
Motherfucker.
I can hear it through your mic.
I am right up against it, and these headphones are not sealed at all. But thank you, Hitman, as well, for the 14 months.
Love you.
And the double reha. Did I say reha? I meant yeehaw. Am I dying?
Favorite Final Fantasy character.
We're doing great, team.
We're
This is a
thriving.
great start.
We are back.
So.
We're so fucking back. So.
So.
Hi.
So,
How's it going?
Sir Skit Noise.
Damn, son, where'd you catch these?
I love the Pokemans.
I'm so fucking glad we were all dead quiet for that.
Damn,
Oh,
son, where'd you catch that?
All I know out of these is Pikachu and Charizard and Jigglypuff. I don't
like
give a
Alright,
Hand
so let me
tickling.
try and get a good shot of... Alright, suppose I can't get all
Also,
of them
oh
proper.
lord, this is way more than 151. Oh, fuck
It's got
me.
Yeah,
yeah,
Well, yeah, because it's got all the
counting
other forms, too.
It's got
Other
forms,
forms.
yeah.
So here...
Mega Evos and Gigantamax.
It'll only take us like 2-3 hours.
I was
Yeah,
just saying,
no.
here's a
Pick up.
question. Do we want to keep... I just ignore the regional forms and alternates for
No,
now?
I think it's better to do them now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
While they're relevant.
get it out.
Yeah.
And so then,
Because otherwise we're going to be waiting like 5 streams from now.
from there
Following
then,
up.
do we
Wait,
want...
you're doing. Hold on, you're doing all of the generations?
All Gen 1.
Yeah,
Tonight.
all Gen 1 is
Tonight,
this.
yeah, I know Gen 1's tonight, but you're.
But yeah, we do
I
intend
thought
to
this
do
was just a
all,
one-off.
Eventually, yes.
all 9 of them
Oh,
because this
no.
does have all.
There's 9 generations.
Yep,
Yes.
Yeah.
including yes, including up to DLC of Scarlet Violet, so it is fully updated.
Oh my god.
There's over 1,000 of these fuckers, not counting alternate forms.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this is popped into my head. Also, hello, Fitz. Glad to see you here tonight, buddy. Also, glad to see you here as well, Jilla.
It's Jigglypuff from the
That
top down.
is 23 months, one away from a fucking 2-year sub. I really gotta fucking make, like, what's better than
Pipe dream
gold?
incoming.
Platinum.
A platinum R. And then, yeah,
Rainbow.
thank you for
Some,
the
like,
hype
maybe
train.
crystals.
That too. I could actually make something good now.
Could be a black and white or a black and white too,
I was not making a
or a
Pokemon
Scarlet
joke.
and a Violet.
The
I was
thing that
actually
popped,
thinking
I know
of
you
precious
weren't.
materials.
the thing that popped into my head before we started is, do we want everyone to have like one gimme pick that gets like instant very best rank?
No, we gotta fight for that.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a. Yeah, no, this is gonna be.
You
have
wanted
to-
this to be
you have
aggressive.
to
It's
yeah,
going
you
to
have
be aggressive.
fucking-
All right. Also,
I
fuck you,
think
Fitz.
instead
I love
we
that.
should
I
all
fucking hate it.
secretly have one that we would put in the very bottom tier.
You say secretly, like I'm not about to put the gun against the head of. Looks through this list to very unfortunately name someone at random. Fucking Tangela. You went to the same Pokemon I was about to use as an example.
So then, let us begin. Bulbasaur.
Yes, Pokemon number 1. If you don't count Rhydon, if you don't count Mew, if you don't count Arceus.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, Bulbasaur's sure. Bulbasaur's fucking great.
I
Hold
love
on,
this little
before-
dude.
I like how you haven't even gone over like what the tier rankings are. You're just
Fine.
immediately putting things into places without
do you mean?
explaining anything.
There's
All
always
right.
mandatory.
We
Look
Look
fucking
at these.
we created these earlier on. The very worst, that is technically our F tier, is actual prison.
Actual prison.
Yes.
Actual prison.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Gay Baby Jail. It's essentially landing on free parking for the second time, or whatever the fuck that thing is in Monopoly.
It's D rank.
We had weird house rules.
Go to jail card?
It's
Yes.
like we're not even truly hating these Pokemon. It's just we don't
They
really.
could do better.
They don't
could do
elicit
better.
enough of a
I was gonna say they're
reaction
not
to
neutral,
actually
but
hate.
they're negatively, yeah.
It's
They're
like
more of a.
eh.
They're more of a.
They're
than
meant
a,
derogatory.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's-
These sure Pokemon are Pokemon that are sure Pokemon.
They're
They're
very different to them.
D,
Complete
those are
neutral.
a C level. Our
Yeah.
B level is solid team members. These would be Pokemon that we'd put in our team in any game they're available in.
B team, rah,
B
rah,
team,
rah.
baby.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they're the bees. They're the bees. They're the ones that like.
Not the bees.
I mean, there is one up there, but
Ah!
these are essentially the Pokemon that like. Okay, you've made teams of your favorites playing a Pokemon game. You play it for like the 3rd or 4th time, and you're like, okay, what other Pokemon in this game haven't I actually?
These are the Pokemon that, as you're going along, are on your team, and then you find one better than it, and it goes to the box where it will live forever.
Yeah.
But when you look at the box after catching other Pokemon, you look like, oh man, I remember using this Pokemon. That was cool. Why don't I use them? And then you look at your team as like, that's why I don't use them.
This is very funny considering I'm judging these Pokemon based purely on vibes.
That's the other thing is that all of us are going to be judging these Pokemon entirely based on different things.
Whatever
I'm
we
probably going
want.
to be coming more.
Yeah,
I'm
literally
probably
whatever we
becoming
want.
more from a competitive standpoint when it comes to the fully evolved ones. But there are going to be some here that I just really like the design.
I was gonna say,
or have a
competitively,
personal atta-
all the babies go to prison. Like,
I have a
I was gonna
personal
say,
attachment to
where's that
them.
on
I mean, no, I'm not going to be like Doug Caterpie needs to go to jail. No, because I have a fucking attachment to Caterpie.
to gay baby jail with you, Caterpie.
But I'm probably going to go more from like a battling standpoint than say you are, Jen, who's probably going to be solely based off of like design, how you
Mostly,
feel about them,
mm-hmm.
if you've used them in
Mostly.
teams before and they did you a good job.
Mm.
Then Surskit Noise is
A team, A rank.
Mm.
Really good Pokemon. We like them a lot. And then the very best, like no one ever was, is like, yes, that is peak Pokemon in our eyes.
I don't like that noise for it.
Hype train.
those would be
the hype
the
train ended.
top
Oh.
ones, the
It's
very
mine.
best in that there ever were.
Mm-hmm.
Our absolute favorites go up there.
And
True.
so,
I
Bulbasaur.
know.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur to me is a Surskit noise.
I was gonna say that's a solid F for me.
That
Yeah.
it's fucking iconic. I mean, literally, we're gonna have a lot of Pokemon here that we, as being late '90s babies, most of us, and starting with Gen 1, or even just like if you played Fire Red and Leaf Green, or if you even played the Let's Go games, this 151 here is gonna be really close to your heart. Most of them.
Is it though?
A
Sure
good
about
chunk of
that?
them are going to be. There's going to be a few in here that like no one's going to give a fuck about. Who gives a fuck about Venonat? But
I
like,
was actually
Now
literally
hold on
looking
here.
at-
You need to slow your
We
fucking
are
roll.
throwing.
We're throwing hands real quick,
Look.
and I'm about to catch
look.
them.
Bulbasaur
that's weird.
is fucking great. Bulbasaur is an awesome design. It's cute. It's got. If you played it in Gen 1, this is literally like your get out of jail free card for the first 3 gems. He mops the floor with Brock and Misty.
This
He's
is just
resistant to
Bulbasaur.
Surge.
That's Bulbasaur.
Yes.
That's just Bulbasaur.
It's just Bulbasaur,
That's
Say
how I feel
just.
about Bulbasaur.
and I love him.
Bulbasaur's great. Surskit noise, in my opinion.
I'm also on Surskit.
I'd also say Surskit. I might be willing to go into very best like no one ever was, if only just because of like I really genuinely like Bulbasaur's look, design, vibe. Like it's
Mhm.
cute, but
That's fair.
like it also just of the starters to me, it's like one of the more unique ones because like with Charmander,
That's just a lizard.
it's a lizard with a fire on its tail.
Mm.
With Squirtle,
That's just a turtle.
it's a turtle with a curly tail.
It's a
Don't worry,
squirrel turtle.
We're gonna get back to those, and I'll redeem my opinion just a little bit. But honestly, for me, like Bulbasaur just is just a really good design and almost edges into the very best like no one ever was. But I would probably say still just
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, it's just fucking cute. It's a cute little frog boy that has a fucking plant bulb on its back, and that does a lot. I like it.
It's a great design.
It is also by far the easy mode of the first generation because no other fucking starter in the game is able to tank 2 gyms in a row.
Also, God, we're gonna have to go so much faster through these if we want to get done by 2 a.m. Eastern.
So here's the
Fucking
funny
bad.
part about Bulbasaur.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bulbasaur's B tier.
Reasoning.
Fuck grass types, really.
Then suck my ass.
I've never been a grass type person. They're always like the last one I choose ever in a playthrough of the game, with the only exception being Chikorita. And even Chikorita
That's
is
arguably
like
the worst grass type to pick.
yeah.
sorry.
Like, Chikorita, I have more fond memories of than Bulbasaur. Also, Bulbasaur shiny, stupid, awful, terrible.
I'm not looking at
Disgusting.
shinies. All that
Yeah, we're
shit's
not- we're not
disgusting.
I mean,
All
you can put
shinies are
shiny-
stupid.
you can
Fight
say,
me.
You can say shinies in your mind or what you're going off of. That's fine. We're using whatever we want to.
Like, if I'm playing Pokemon Go and I see a Bulbasaur, I don't care. If I'm playing Pokemon Go and I see any of the other 2 starters, I have a level of care. So yeah, that's why I think Bulbasaur is in B tier for me, because it's just like, it's not bad, but it's not great either.
I get that.
Disagree.
That's honestly, to an extent, the way I feel about Ivysaur. Like,
Yeah.
it's the
Ivysaur,
weird...
I'd put in fucking the sure. That sure is a Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
it
can
is
agree
the
with that.
weird
I give
teenage
zero
stage.
fucks about Ivysaur.
Honestly, I'd even say that for Charmeleon and Wartortle too. Just like the mid-evolutions for Gen 1 are just kind of... there.
Honestly, here's the thing: I like Ivysaur more than Venusaur.
I do too. Now here's my thing.
What?
Here's my
Venusaur
thing.
sucks.
I actually
Venusaur's bad.
Oh,
Ivysaur is probably like my favorite middle evolution ever out of
That's crazy.
any of the Pokemon, which is why like I have such a warm spot in my heart for, Bulbasaur. Ivysaur for me is just like perfect. Like it's a little bit more aggressive while still being cute, but still very much you can see that it's just
Where
a
it's
grown-up
going.
Bulbasaur. Exactly. You
Yeah.
can see where it's going. And so part of this also plays into the fact that like, Ivysaur's in Smash, and so I have a little bit more of an attachment there too. But like Ivysaur to me has always been the best middle evolution ever in Pokemon, and it's not even close for me on like the other ones. So whilst I would agree with you on like Charmeleon and Wartortle, I really don't care about those. They're Pokemon. For me, like Ivysaur is an but I can tell I'm in the minority here.
Well,
I would. Go ahead.
man.
No, you go ahead, Jen.
Okay, I was gonna say, if I'm going to be real, spoilers for the entirety of this, I don't think there's a single fucking middle form that I actually care about. With the closest maybe being Charmeleon, just because he's at least a very big drastic change compared to the other ones in my mind. However, it's mainly just him turning red and then he turns back to orange for some reason, which who's to say what happens?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Literally, it's just like, oh, okay.
Can we talk about Pokemon that change color for like no reason for a second? Why does Charmeleon turn red?
Why does Charmeleon turn red
That's a
and then
great
back
question.
to orange?
If I had my way, Ivysaur would be solid team member tier. I think it is a great middle point between Bulbasaur and Venusaur, which I think middle evolutions are supposed to be. I don't have that much of a great attachment to it, so if people were to say they want it in C tier, I wouldn't exactly pitch a fit. But
I mean, I could accept
I think the majority here wants it in these sure are Pokemon.
I can accept it either in C or B.
I'm good for B
Yeah,
tier.
I would.
Let's say B
because-
then, just to be a middle ground for me and Zach.
Yeah. Because
Venusaur.
Venusaur deserves to be in these shore Pokemon.
I think you deserve to be in a hole in the ground.
I was gonna say I put Venusaur.
I love
I think-
Bulbasaur with a violet plume on its back. It's so cool. Look at it. It's
I
cool.
Yes,
love
he's cooler than Vileplume. He
Venusaur.
did it first.
Venusaur fucking rules. It's a great Pokemon. Even to this day, it is still very good.
Yeah, we're talking Mega Evolutions.
Well, Megas are gone, but even today,
Well, they're still
regular
favorite.
not in Scarlet and Violet, they aren't.
No, on the ranking is what I meant.
Oh, I mean on the ranking, but regular Venusaur, still a great Pokemon. Even back in the day, you could abuse the shit out of a Leech Seed Toxic Glitch in Red, Blue, Yellow. Fucking awesome Pokemon. I think it deserves to be in Source Kit Noise.
I also
I would be willing to go into I have a little bit of a different relationship with Venusaur, if only because it was my brother's Pokemon, and so you know, being that he was my brother's, or it was my brother's, you know, I obviously had to face it, and therefore I have a little bit more of an adversarial relationship with Venusaur overall. But you know, like I like Venusaur. I had a Venusaur toy back when I was a kid. You know, like is fine with me. Like I'm not gonna, you know, poo poo on people's dreams, especially for like starters.
Yeah, I would honestly agree with because again, like it's probably just like in terms of sheer survivability, the better starter of the three in terms of final forms. But it also, to me, kind of gets like it feels sometimes like it gets the least not respect necessarily.
Love,
Yeah,
attention.
There's
Which-
a reason for that.
because like
Which is
Charmander's a
funny.
fucking
Sucks.
dragon, Blastoise
You
is
can
a
suck my
turtle with
cock,
water
Swedish.
cannons, and
Well, so-
Venusaur's just a guy.
Yeah, Venusaur's just a guy. He's
And I
just
love
there.
him for that.
It's so funny to me because, like, you know, history of Pokemon, things that everybody did you know, you know, the history of Pokemon here in the West, like it's all been built off of green, which was like the, you know, the polished, like, you know, kind of crystal version, if you will, of red and blue that came out, right?
Mhm.
No,
It's
the
just
way
that
around.
they use the. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It was
Red and green.
and
Red and
blue
green
was
were the
advanced
first versions.
version.
Blue
Was
the
what was
polished.
built off of, but then the base of it was. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm misregurgitating the thing that everybody's heard. So, you know, it's so funny in a different universe. It actually would have been Venusaur, probably getting more love than Blastoise. But anyway, Mega Venusaur.
I have no opinions on
I
I
don't
have
remember
no
anything
opinion
about
on
it.
Megas at all.
That
Sick
that,
fats-
that sure
sick
is
fats-
a Pokemon.
I was gonna say,
Uh,
honestly, should we just pop? Right, unless there's a reason to add on to discussion. For example, with say Charizard, where it's, I think it's
I can add a little
Mega
bit
X.
Mega
to them.
Charizard Y,
Fire
I'd say,
Dragon?
is a solid team member.
I can add a little bit to them, but like otherwise, I
There
mean,
are
no one's gonna give
two
a fuck.
Pokemon I can see on this list that are either a Mega Evolution or whatever the not. What's the other thing that's not Mega?
Gigantamax.
Gigantamax.
That one. There are two of those that I can immediately see that I have something to say on that is very quick, so I have no input for any of those forms until we get there.
Yeah, so essentially, are we good with just popping Mega forms unless there's a reason to discuss them, or even the Gigantamax forms into the same tier as the baseline?
No, not as baseline.
No, I'd say
No.
if
They should
anything,
go a tier under where the original
They
one
should-
is.
I'd
By
say- I'd
default,
say
they
if-
should be the Shearer Pokemon.
yeah, they should be. If we don't have opinions on them, they're these short.
Because
Yeah.
that is the definition of that tier. Is like, yeah, they exist. I
Right.
don't
The
know.
So
only thing
then-
I have to say for Mega Venusaur is that thick fat fucking rules on it. The
True.
ability to withstand damage from fire and ice types and pretty much negate two of your weaknesses is fucking great. It's a defensive powerhouse.
Damn.
And I wish Megas were still around. Yes.
True.
Right, and
But that's all I got of that. The G-Max form goes in gay baby jail. That thing looks dumb as
I
hell.
was just gonna say, I'm like, what is this? What happened here?
not actual prison because I don't.
No,
hate
it hasn't.
but
It hasn't
looks
committed a
dumb.
real crime. But bro needs to think about what he's done.
All right, now
It's like
Now-
Venusaur got the parasect virus. Anyway,
Now we're all gonna fucking have the chat at our throats because we have to discuss the Charmander line. Charmander to me,
Surskit noise.
mm,
He's cute. Look at him. Look at him go.
I
He's
know
got the
he's
short,
cute.
stubby little arms.
I
He's
know
doing
he's
his
cute.
best. He'll fucking die if his tail goes out. That's
I-
metal as hell.
I am in the
That
group.
was-
I am in the group that thinks the Charmander line it's just fucking too overloved by the Pokemon Company and Nintendo. I think they get too much attention. Using him was an absolute bitch in red and blue. A pain in the
Yeah,
ass to use against
correct.
Brock and Misty. He was hard mode.
Yeah, correct. You had to earn it.
However, I've used him in other games. I've used him in yellow. He's not awful. I say he's at least solid team member, and he's a great design. And I have super fond memories of Ash's Charmander. I mean,
I was gonna
anyone
say,
who watched the show, that's why
I'm
people love Charizard.
I'm the
No lie.
I'm where Sek was like he has the adversarial relationship with Venusaur because it was his brother's Pokemon.
Yep.
For me, my sister was the one that played a lot of Pokemon first, and I got into it kind of after her. And she had a Blastoise, and I think my other siblings had like Venusaurs and shit. I was the one that always went with Charmander. Even every time I restarted the fucking game, it was, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick a Charmander. I'm gonna be the fucking Charizard trainer. So, I'm biased with the Charmander Charizard line because, you know, that was my baby as a kid.
If y'all wanted to put him in
That
Circuit Noise, I'd be fine.
being said, anything but a Charizard is just a Charizard waiting to happen. So I will, my personal opinion would be to put Charmander and Charmeleon both in solid team member tier.
Charmander's better than Charmeleon, though.
I was about to say,
Don't lump Charmander in
Like-
with Charmeleon.
like-
He did nothing wrong. Look at him.
like Charmander, I would say I am okay with either at or solid G member. Charmeleon goes a tier down, and honestly, Charmeleon I think goes in gay baby jail.
I wouldn't put it that far. I'd say it's sure the Pokemon.
I would also say that Charmeleon is sure as a Pokemon. Like my relationship with the Charmander line is very similar to Rep's. You know, it was what I picked as a kid when I was like really, really young, didn't really know Pokemon at all, wasn't paying attention to any of that stuff. So there is a special spot in my heart. But much like Hitman, I also very tired of the Charmander. I don't want to say love.
Oversaturation.
Oversaturation. That's really more so. what it
Here's
is,
the
because
thing.
It's
Here's
the
the
Charmander
thing.
That's
shows up
fair
in
to put
every
against
generation
that
before
design.
the other one.
Yeah, like here's the thing. There's a reason why, though.
I was gonna say he's a
Because
little
it's
guy.
well designed.
And then he turns
He's
into a
little
dragon
guy.
who's not
Yeah.
actually dragon type, but we don't worry about that.
Because they knew Dragon type was too OP, so they just couldn't back then.
No, I understand that. So, like, for me, it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, like, Charmeleon sure is a Pokemon. I probably would actually agree that it should go engage baby jail personally, but
I think sure as a Pokemon is a solid place for Charmander because he is.
no. Charmander, I would
Charmeleon.
even
I mean
say
Charmeleon, yes.
Charmeleon,
Sorry.
yes. Charmander, I would say Surskit Noise because I just have a bit of nostalgia for Charmander specifically.
I'm fine if it goes there.
Yeah, I get that.
Even with like Pokemon Snap specifically.
Yeah,
That's-
Charmander
Ooh.
Pokemon Snap rules.
Because you
Charmander.
just throw the apples constantly.
Yes,
to
you could get a
photo of,
fucking
like, 50
big
of
old
them.
group of them.
And
Big
so-
old heads.
Now with
Yeah,
Charmeleon,
the big one.
Charizard, Like-
Surskit still.
yeah, guaranteed Surskit.
I can't not put it in the Surskit Noise, even if I don't like how much attention it gets in the games. It still is to this day, if you're not counting Pikachu, it's Ash's most known Pokemon. It's the one he bonded the most with. So if you're an anime fan, you gotta have some love for Charizard.
It
If you're a
probably
Smash
created edgelords as we know them, Charizard in the anime.
If
like,
you're a
that is
Smash
the OG
player,
right, Cam?
edgelord.
if you're a Smash player, Charizard is someone that
Yep.
you've either played against or you like
Yeah,
using him. I,
saw-
for one, love using Charizard when I play Smash. Had a lot of memories playing as him in Smash for Wii U when he was by himself. As much as I dislike these other three things that are coming up here, well, I don't even dislike them, but I hate that he's got all this attention when the others didn't. But I can't say Charizard isn't at least Surskit Noise. I'm not going to say he's very best. I can't make myself do it. He's Surskit
Never
Noise.
forget what they took from us though in Gen 2. Charizard's shiny used to be purple.
That is fucked up.
That
They
is-
are
Yeah.
fucked up for that.
So I saw a
Yeah.
question in the chat. Were there any other dragons besides the Dratini line
No.
in Gen 1?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That was literally it.
There wasn't even
Just
any.
the line.
Also, the only dragon type move was Dragon Rage that did a base 40 damage. So, dragons. One of Dragon's only 2 weaknesses, they weren't actually weak to in Gen 1.
So
Yep.
so not base 40, fixed 40.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
So it
I
only
don't know
ever
these
did
terms.
40.
I'm going based off of nothing.
So, speaking of a new dragon type for a Gen 1 Pokemon, I would put
Charizard
Mega
X.
Charizard X.
The very best, baby!
All right.
I love this boy! Look at him, he's blue and black!
Look, I love the design. The design's
I-
fucking great.
King
Why got
Gel with very
Why got
best.
fucked over?
True.
Because it's Charizard, but better, cooler. It's the cooler Charizard.
Charizard.
Like-
Daniel,
That's my boy!
Meanwhile,
Like I
Mega Charizard
like
Y.
what they did. No, he doesn't deserve actual prison.
He's
Hey,
gay
baby
baby
jail.
jail.
That's
He's-
gay baby jail.
I think he sure is a Pokemon. I think he's fine. I understand what they did. They made X the physical attacker, and they made Y the special attacker.
I'm
That's
just
fine.
Charizard, but cone-headed.
Yeah, I'll get it. The design.
I'm Charizard, but floats a little
X.
shit.
It's like
Charizard,
it's
but
like
with a Charmeleon head.
it's Charizard, but he decided to become Rodan. Like yippee ki But
That
fucking
Charizard, the very best, does cocaine. Affirmative. Charizard Y does cocaine. Derogatory.
But you know, to talk about it from a competitive perspective, wasn't there a history of Charizard Y in what was it, VGC or something?
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
so-
it slaps on Sun
I'll be
teams
right
due to solar power.
Yeah, sure. So
But X, I think, did get quite a bit of usage as well because
It's
of
just
the
a
fact that
bit
it was
cooler
a
and
dragon
dragon
type,
typing.
and you could give it a ton of different. You could make advantage of the sharp claws ability that it got.
true.
Yeah. Also, as for G-Max Charizard, this thing looks dumb as fuck. This thing deserves
Actual
KB
The
jail.
only thing I am able to make out on this is its toes.
Yes, it's a big, dumb-looking thing with its wings are gone and replaced with fire wings. Where did its wings go? Why did you have to make fire wings?
I would put it in gay baby jail.
I'd put it in gay baby jail.
I'd put it.
Here's
in
the thing.
actual
I
prison.
have one fond memory of Gigantamax Charizard, and that was chasing it when I used to open Pokemon card packs. I was chasing Gigantamax Charizard because that was like the rarest card of his set, and another Pokemon that will come to later.
I just think it looks dumb as fuck. But you know, whatever. Okay, baby. jail.
The card,
I
the
think it
card
looks
looks
dumb as hell, too,
cool.
but-
The
I'm sure
card
the
looks
card looks
cool.
fine.
Look, you will never be able to understand my grading because it changes Pokemon to fucking Pokemon. So
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm down with Charizard
So-
and Gay Baby Jail.
This is my boy. Oh
He is
my
my
gosh.
boy,
This is my
the
starter.
best.
This is my starter.
Caterpie.
Ah,
I'm
jeez.
kidding.
All the memories of me using
love
this little
Squirtle.
guy. and
Squirtle's my
fucking
starter too.
And going into Mount Moon,
I
getting to that one last that had an Oddish and a Bellsprout, and not understanding the concept of water gun's not effective against these grass types. Why do you keep absorbing me and taking all the health back?
I am almost willing to put Squirtle in very best.
Oh, I
Just
would
because
not
it
fight-
was
I would not
always-
fight anybody on that.
I agree.
It was always like the cool little brother. And especially with the fucking Squirtle squad. Literally,
Oh, God,
like,
the anime.
we
Dog.
would
Yeah.
not be here today
He
as
did get
are
cool sunglasses.
without the fucking Squirtle squad.
It's true. It's very true.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Very best. Put him
I
up there.
can't,
Do
can't
it.
argue
Very
that.
best. He's
Put him
my
in the
starter.
rankings.
He's my boy.
Now,
Alright, this is
Wartortle, on
one-
the other hand.
That sure is a Pokemon.
I'm willing to go solid
I-
team member. I like him.
I would go with Hitman. I do like the design of Wartortle. I don't understand the design of Wartortle, but I like the design
I
of
don't like whatever the
Wartortle.
fuck's going on with his ears? Question
the
mark.
weird- Wartortle
he's
feels
the weird
like-
teen stage.
It feels like he tried something new and then immediately noped out of it when he evolved.
Why
Yeah,
does he get
it's like-
wigs for ears and then Blastoise is just like, nah, I have a normal ears.
If I
Actually,
remember correctly,
Hold on,
Blastoise had a.
here's some lore. It's like when I had a mohawk in middle school. It happened.
I'm sorry, but are your ears mohawks?
They could be.
Yeah, Swedish
yeah.
was
If I
rocking
remember
the
correctly, Blastoise
Hawker
had
animal.
a bit of a different design in the prototype, which didn't carry over to the main game, and Wartortle was supposed to grow more into a Blastoise that had longer ears and a flowier tail.
Yeah, I can see that really didn't happen.
No, I'd say solid team member. If you wanted to put in the Shiara Pokemon, I'd be okay with that, but I think he's solid.
I'd
like
go
him.
as far as to put it into that sure as a Pokemon, if only just because, like, Wartortle for me is, I think, it's not as bad as Charmeleon by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
So if that
At
is
least
kind of the criteria for
Wartortle
it
at least
going into
tries
solid,
something. Charmeleon tries nothing.
I see the connection better because, you know, you have the one swirl with Squirtle's
It's more like a
tail,
crashing wave in this one.
and then you get to two. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the crash of it all with the bubbles and all that. So, I mean, I see it, I guess, a bit better, but for me, I'd say probably that sure is a Pokemon.
The more I look at Charmeleon, the more I'm hating it because now it's looking like a Digimon to me.
All right.
So
Solid
that's
team
the
member.
to maybe move it up.
Confirmed. Jen said the secret word.
So then, before we get to Blastoise, then, do you want to put Charmeleon in jail or prison?
I do, but I think that's just me.
I think Charmeleon is the very bottom of these short R Pokemon. If you are worse than Charmeleon, you go to gay baby jail. If you're better than Charmeleon,
He's the line? No,
he's
I
the
can agree
line.
with that.
Yeah, he is the line.
That's fair.
Oh, wait, then
He
give me
We
is
a
the-
can
sec.
he's the
revisit whether or not that's
gatekeeper.
a line above or a line below. The
The
Charmeleon
Charmeleon
tier.
The Charmeleon category.
The line.
The Charmeleon line.
No, wait, you're
Chat,
genius,
you're-
actually.
You're welcome. This is my one. Make it orange. It needs to be orange because he
No,
should
Charmeleon's red!
he should be orange.
No, Charmeleon's red!
Yeah, shit, that fucks up my coloring because it's purple for Master Ball, yellow for Ultra Ball, blue for Great Ball, red for Pokeball, and then
White for Premier
Charmeleon
Ball.
line.
There you go. Charmeleon can be white.
Fine, then actual prison gets to be
White.
gray.
White? There's a white
That's
at
fair.
the end of that.
There actually is a white.
Yeah,
Oh.
there is a white there. Yeah.
White.
There you go.
White!
Alright, so, Blastoise.
very
Best. I love
very
him.
best.
Gun
I'll
Turtle.
accept very best.
We don't have to discuss anymore. Gun Turtle. Moving on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it is a gun
It's a-
turtle. Like,
It's a giant turtle with cannons that can rip through steel on its back.
Mega
He is the
Blastoise.
only Pokemon
Bigger
that I
gun, bigger
legitimately
turtle.
went out of my way to get the SH figure art for. Mega Blastoise sure
Very
is
best.
a Pokemon.
It sure is.
damn! But
I
he's
don't-
got more guns!
He does.
Put him as B. Solid.
I'd say
solid.
he's solid.
Team member.
I liked
I would
using
say
him when I
maybe as
had him.
high as solid.
He's got
but-
handguns. Come
me,
on.
He's got
Come
more
alone.
guns!
But okay, but here's my problem with Blastoise. It's similar to that with Mega Venusaur. You added more to him,
Yeah.
and
Mega-
by
Yeah,
but it was
adding
cooler this
more
time.
to him, I mean it is better. Like I do think that Mega Blastoise is better than Venusaur, but I still don't like it personally.
I'll accept this loss, but I won't accept this loss.
Solid team member, I'm okay with.
fine.
I'd be as far as
Because it's
going
better than
circuit
Venusaur,
noise.
but not as good as Mega.
The Megas
Charizard.
I don't have anywhere near as much of attachment. The Gigantamax form, however,
Hey, baby jail. What did you do? What are
What
you?
happened here?
What are you?
What
is
is
this?
I might
Okay,
send
so
him
I
to
get-
actual prison.
Actually, this
I
might be
get what
actual
they went
prison, right?
for. I get what they went for. They went for the fact that he's supposed to be like he's supposed to have an artillery worth of like guns on his back. It doesn't make sense because he has to literally turn around to like fire the shit.
Yeah, like at least with
What
Mega
the fuck?
Blastoise, the guns are facing forward. Like he can just shoot that shit. What is this?
And also,
It might
like,
be actual jail.
This man has to turn his back to me, and at
I
that
wouldn't
point,
say
I'm
actual,
jumping
but
him.
it sure is
I don't
gay,
care
baby.
that he's 50 feet tall.
like, it feels like it infringes on Dreadnought being in the same generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, jail
I don't know
or
what that
prison?
is.
It's
no,
a
I
shitty
think
little
gay
turtle.
baby. I think gay baby.
I think it's gay baby
He
jail,
is
'cause
not.
it's still
Look,
it's still
we're not at
Blastoise.
prison yet. We're
No,
about
I'm
to
not
get
to
to prison.
That terrifies me.
Okay. Caterpie, we're out of the starters. Hopefully it goes a little faster here. I'd be okay with I'd be
I
okay with
love
solid
him.
team member. Caterpie is that
It's
Pokemon that you grab, you go to Viridian Forest, everybody catches one. You hopefully catch it and not Metapod, so it can actually attack when it evolves into Metapod. And especially if you got Charmander, this is one of your main ways of beating Brock, because Butterfree gets confusion as soon as it evolves at level 10. And then you can actually fucking hurt Geodude and Onix instead of just embering them a million times in a row and then dying and starting over again.
Also, the first Pokemon in this list, I guess, besides Charizard, that actually has an interesting shiny. I
It
love the
does. The
Caterpie
gold
I'll,
is-
shiny.
ta- I'll
gold
take
is
your word
nice.
for it.
The gold is nice.
Gold is
Also,
nice.
Ash's Caterpie probably had one of the best arcs of any of his Pokemon.
It's true.
At the beginning, especially. If you saw some of the first episodes,
Yeah.
you got an attachment to Caterpie. I'd say solid.
I'm solid. I would not be mad if we put Caterpie in up. But
He's your
I-
biggest fan in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
that means
He is.
nothing to me.
It's true too.
That's because
That's
you're
true
a
too.
fucking heathen.
I'm okay with Surskit Noise.
I say
Yeah,
Yeah.
Surskit Noise is fine. Memorable as fuck.
Like,
Metapod.
Sure is a
Metapod?
Pokemon.
That
I would-
sure is a Pokemon.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
He's got a nice
It may-
schnauzer.
Yeah, I was gonna say he does what, like the design makes perfect sense for what they're going for.
Yes.
He looks
I-
exactly how he should. That doesn't mean that he's cool.
That
to
doesn't mean
look
he's
at.
interesting.
No.
it is what I
He
said.
is the middle evolution if there ever was one.
It is
It
what
does nothing. I feel nothing.
Exactly.
I think we could put him in
Sure is
sure
Pokemon.
Pokemon and move on.
He is above the Charmeleon line.
Okay.
Metapod is better
Maybe
than
an
Charmander.
allegation.
This is true.
Okay. Butterfree. Butterfree is literally the Pokemon that teaches the little kid. This is one of the lines that teaches kids about evolution in Pokemon. Does a 3-stage Evo literally by level 10.
Mhm.
You have a decent Pokemon for the beginning of the game. But if you start holding on to it through about midway to the end of the game, you're going to start having some problems. If
There's
you're
a reason
not
Ash
using
lets it
super
go.
correctly.
Don't
Now,
make me cry.
I got ready to say,
Don't make me cry.
even if you love using it in the games, if you were an anime watcher, everyone remembers Bye Bye Butterfree.
Oh yeah.
Everyone remembers being a small child and realizing the concept of what the fuck, I'm crying at a television show. Because that may have been the first example of a lot of children of our generation experiencing sadness watching a television show they like.
Oh,
I
saw you that early on.
love this thing. I have very fond memories of playing a yellow version where I just used Ash's team the whole way through. And it's Surskit Noise for me. I love this.
I can agree with that.
I would also agree with Surskit Noise. Before I was gonna go solid team member, but the more I thought of it, I'm like, yeah, no, Butterfree's a.
If
Butterfree's an odd to me.
Caterpie's an A, Butterfree's an A.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fair.
I definitely get that.
I will say before we move on to anything else, fun story that I found out. So Spotify, they have the To Be a Master album, right?
They do.
Mhm.
The version of the Bye Bye Butterfree song that is in the album is different from the one that's in the show.
That is true. That's right.
And
really
I just
weird.
wanted to share that knowledge with everybody else that's watching right now. It is so weird to me.
It's so weird.
That is weird.
Personally, for me though, Butterfree would be in solid team member. But me, I
That's
don't have that
honestly
strong
where I would
opinion.
put Gigantamax Butterfree. But that's also me being a fucking Tokumark
I
and
have-
liking it being like fucking Mothra.
I was gonna
I
say it's
have-
very Mothra, which builds it up for me, but also
No connection to this thing.
Exactly.
I put
very
it
much-
solid team member at best for me.
Yeah, it sure is a Pokemon.
It
Yeah,
is-
I don't hate its design. Its design makes sense.
That's
sure
all
is
I would
Butterfree.
fucking put
Sure
it at.
is.
Solid team member is the max for
Okay,
G-Max
that's fine.
Butterfree. Weedle.
I love
Weedle.
Pretty Wiener.
How
All
could you
right.
not love
That's
this
that's
guy?
all I had to say.
All right. So
Bless.
Weedle is pretty much your first exposure to the poison status. Everyone remembers getting poisoned by one of these little fuckers in Viridian
Yeah.
Forest and then having to run back to the Pokemon Center. Because of course we didn't know what the fuck items were when we were children, and the concept of spending money on them.
The fuck is currency?
But I feel like it's a lesser Caterpie.
I was gonna
especially
say,
as
for
we
me, that
go
sure is a
up the line
Pokemon.
there.
I can see
Um,
solid, but I can also see sure as a Pokemon. I like Weedle. He's cute. Party
I
Weedle's
enjoy a
awesome.
Weedle, but it sure is a Pokemon to me. I don't feel things
It's
towards
it's a
Weedle.
lesser Caterpie, so I'd be fine with either B or C.
Here's the thing, though.
Um,
Kakuna, better than Metapod.
True.
I would agree there.
True. I put
I
Kakuna
would
as a solid
say
team
it's-
member.
I put Kakuna in solid team member. I'm
I-
the Gen here.
No.
I would especially put it there if, like in Gen 1, its arms came out.
So-
Remember, that thing's arms used to come out.
So for me, Kakuna still stays in the Metapod area where it can do nothing, so I feel nothing.
Yeah, I'd
now-
agree with Sek, honestly, though.
For me, it's at the very least, Kakuna is above Metapod in that because it came from Weedle, it can learn Poison Sting, so it can poison somebody. But it being above doesn't necessarily move it out of a tier where I don't really feel anything for Kakuna, personally.
I really just like his design, a lot compared to Metapod's design, because Metapod we were talking about Metapod where it was oh yeah, Metapod is designed exactly how Metapod should be designed.
Right.
Kakuna is the same, but they made it better. They made it more interesting. He's got more patterns going on. He's got attitude. Look at his eyes. He's fucking ready. I don't know what he'll do. Tape a fucking knife to him. Yeah, tape a knife to him. He's fucking ready for war. He'll die for this shit.
He is him. He's always
him.
been him, and he will continue to be him.
In Pokemon, Kakuna gives me the vibe of Nick Gage dying in a helicopter during a wrestling match, coming back to life and wanting to finish that same match. That is the energy I get when I look at Kakuna.
No, you know what? I'm with you for all 100% of the way. I was passively yeah, I enjoy Kakuna. I'm no, I'm all in, baby.
Give him a fucking bandana and and for whom the bell
And a
tolls.
cigarette? Oh.
All right. Yeah, if y'all want to put him in B, I'd be okay with B.
Especially what he turns into.
As I
Okay.
say, for what it turns
Kakuna.
into,
Big Dick B.
definitely big energy.
Yeah, Big Dick B belongs in A tier.
Okay. So my thing with Beedrill is a fucking sweet design. And
Yes,
Beedrill was
it is.
always treated in the anime with terror. Oh fuck, we can't stay in the Viridian Forest very long. There's tons of Beedrill here. Oh shit, we're
It's
stuck
a
in the
giant bee with drills. That's
We're-
my worst nightmare.
we're stuck in the million forest that we're stuck in the Johto region, and there's always Beedrill here.
Can't catch a break, bro.
But Beedrill sucks so hard as an actual Pokemon and using it, especially in Gen 1. It gets
not wrong.
it gets better as the games go on, but oh my god, in Gen 1 using it is the worst fucking thing ever.
Beedrill
It's-
is really your only, I guess Scyther maybe, because
Oh, baby.
Psychic is only really weak to Bug in Gen 1.
Beedrill is the only Pokemon that knows both bug type attacks in Twin Needle and Poisons. I mean, Pin Missile, sorry. Besides Jolteon, who also gets Pin Missile. But
God, it's weird.
using it against the Psychic type because it's
Is-
at Poison is stupid, and because its
Yeah.
stats are so bad.
Yep.
Sabrina would wipe the floor with you if you use this thing against her.
Yep.
But
That's
look at
why
it.
I say ah.
I think it's a solid
Purely
team
because it
member,
makes me
or
scream for my life because it could kill me.
It's a solid team member. I can't put it any higher because of how much of a bad Pokemon it is mechanically, but I can't
Oh,
put
for
it in
real.
these Shirar Pokemon because, man, that design kicks ass.
It does.
I
It's
just-
a beam
I-
with drills.
Agree with solid team member just because it's what Hitman's saying. It's a good look. It's a good Pokemon, but it can get outclassed real quick. Mega Beedrill.
Oh boy, this thing
That
is.
sure is a Pokemon.
This is.
That sure
I
is the
say-
Digimon.
I was gonna say that
yeah,
sure
it
is a
looks-
Digimon.
That's a fucking Mega Stingmon or whatever the fuck.
Is it
No,
also on the
okay.
Charmeleon line?
Actually,
It's not that bad.
the thing that it reminds me of is I want to say it's called Satellite, or Cannon Beamon. I think is actually what it is.
Yes,
Cannon
you're
Beamon.
right. You're right. It does.
He looks like a Buck Bumble villain.
Best Pokemon ever. You sold me. You did it. That's the winner.
that thing absolutely is like a mid. That thing is absolutely like a middle of the game, like level.
Yeah,
4
bro,
or 5
it's time
boss
to
in
rock
Buck
with the
Bumble.
biggity Buck Bumble.
You will blow that thing up with your pistols. You're
It's
not wrong.
It cannot be any higher than this. Sure is a Pokemon.
I was gonna say, I'd say
I
sure
don't-
is a Pokemon.
I think it can go with regular Beedrill if you wanted to, but I'm not going to argue
No.
if you put it in Sure.
No, I-
That's fine. That's fine.
That sure is a Pokemon.
It's a
That sure
decent
is.
Mega Evolution.
Yes.
It's a glass cannon. It actually
Yes.
does really well in Gen 6 and 7 in some of the lower tiers because it's literally just evolve this Mega Evolve and just hit as hard as you can and then die in one hit. But
You know,
you're right, the design is a little overkill.
now that I think about it, bees are just glass cannons, especially with me, where it is all or nothing.
Not wrong.
Actually,
right, Pidgey.
correction on myself, by the way. It is Waspmon that it is like,
Mm.
not like.
Ah,
Pidgey is
Pidgey?
literally
My
just a
hatred grows.
fucking bird.
Yeah, Pidgey's a
that
bird.
sure,
That sure is
is
a Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pidgey
It is a bird.
bird.
Now,
Is it a
here-
Pokemon?
No, it sure is a Pokemon. Now, here's
sure
where
is a-
I'm about to get controversial.
Okay.
Pidgeotto, A tier. I fucking hate Pidgeot.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
I
is-
love
that is a weird
Pidgeotto.
stance.
Pidgeotto's design fucking rules. It's so cool. Like look at it compared to Pidgey. It's a massive upgrade. What's the difference between Pidgeotto and Pidgeot? A
It's
yellow
bigger.
highlight in its
and
hair.
has a bigger crest.
See,
There's
to
a
me,
bigger
looking
crest.
at
All
all
right.
three of them, they're all just birds to me.
See, okay, so Pidgey is fine in C. I think Pidgeotto is a B tier.
I'd agree with that.
To me,
Mm.
it looks a little better. And I would say Pidgeot is also a B tier because there's not much of a difference between Pidgeotto and Pidgeot.
That is my reason why I put Pidgeotto so much higher than Pidgeot, because Pidgeot is like you were doing so well, you could have done so much more.
You
and
were
didn't.
destined
No.
for greatness. What?
What have you done?
I like these Pokemon. I have a big connection because, of course, Ash had one. I remember many times in Yellow version catching, like, scouring Viridian Forest for the 1% Pidgeotto that you could
Yep.
catch in that game.
Right.
And then using Pidgeot on multiple Gen 1 teams, even though midway through the game it starts to kind of lag behind a little bit, but I think they're fine. They're birds. They're big fucking birds. They're solid team
I'll accept
members.
I was gonna say I'll accept the big and solid or sure are Pokemon. To me, they sure are all Pokemon. I
think they both
nothing,
agreed to go
anything say
there.
about all three of them.
I think
Yeah.
they both deserve it.
Pidgeot is a lateral move from Pidgeotto to me, so I think it also
Yeah.
just deserves solid.
Yeah, I get that. Even they're just
Mega
opposite.
Pidgeot.
And I was gonna say, I forgot it has a mega form.
It does
So
get
do
a
I.
Mega in Ruby and Sapphire, and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
And I feel
the
it
main
sure is a
thing is
Pokemon.
that it becomes a special attacker with no guard, so you can just spam hurricanes with it and just
Damn.
fuck people up. However,
If Pidgeot was what Pidgeot actually was, I would like that. But because
Yeah.
it's not, you can't
if
revisionist
allowed, I'll
history
move
this.
again. I think it's
That
solid.
sure is a
That's
Pokemon.
fine. I think it's solid. I think it's fine.
I think it's solid, if only just because, like, I do genuinely think that it is a better design than Pidgeot. And again, it kind of does come into, like, this is what Pidgeot just should have been from in the first place.
Mhm.
I do genuinely like it quite a bit, so I would personally also put it in that, solid.
Rattata.
Actual
Oh.
person.
Oh,
Oh my
rat.
god!
It's a fucking rat.
But youngster
And I love him!
It had the stupidest minigame of Pokemon Stadium. Actual
And I
prison
love
for the
it!
rat.
No, I don't think it's actual prison. I think it's
I
it sure
told
is
you
a
I
rat.
had some.
It
I
sure is a
was gonna be
Pokemon.
having
There is a
some.
purple rat.
It sure is a Pokemon.
Ah!
I'm sorry, Jen.
I have no
It's okay.
reason for other than I just love him.
It's okay. When we get to not too long from now, I'm gonna hard advocate for
Alolan
That
Rattata.
sure is a Norway rat, Captain.
I was gonna say,
Look,
I-
it could
No,
be
that
right next
sure is
to
a
Rattata.
Pokemon. Yeah, that sure is a Pokemon.
That sure is a rat.
Right,
I don't know.
Eradicate
It's
belongs in
stinkier.
prison.
So I
No.
don't know.
Look at
Personally,
it.
I would put it in gay baby jail, but
No, I think Raticate's sure is a Pokemon.
I think it
It's
sure is a
fine.
Pokemon.
It's
It's got a
fine.
Hyper Fang.
fine.
It's fine. Hyper and Super Fang are pretty good. It's not half bad.
Ah.
Now
That
hold on a
deserves to be in
second.
gay baby jail.
Now hold on. No, I'm sorry. I was talking about a Alolan Rattata. Regular Eradicate, for me, that is solid team member. Because he's so cool. And because of what we were talking about with Super Fang, Hyper Fang, like he's just like a very early on Mon, like he's really, really good. And also I don't know why I love this big dumb cheddar rat.
He's cool.
He
good.
actually kind of
He's
keeps up a
Mr.
bit.
Jet.
He actually keeps up a little bit in Gen 1 because normal types are pretty decent in Gen 1. So you can
He
just
does. So
Body Slam, Hyper Beam. You're
you know,
actually
he's pretty good actually.
learns a great bunch of moves. They're actually not half bad. I think he sure is a Pokemon, personally. And he's a big rat. That's fine. But
Now
if
Vomit
you want to
Rat
put him
on the
solid
other
team,
hand,
that's fine. Yeah, no, Alolan Raticate, you put that shit in gay baby jail.
no,
what
I
are
would
these
put it
big-
in actual
these
prison.
big
I hate it.
What are these big puffy kids? I don't hate it.
Look,
No,
I
it's-
think
that's
all
a
four
dumb
of them
fucking
belong in
design.
actual prison, so I am with Sek here.
Put the Vomit Rat in actual prison.
The funny, you want to know the funny thing? You want to know the funny thing? Out of the four of them, Alolan Raticate is my favorite, and I still think it belongs in actual prison. They're just rats. They're just rats. They're just fucking rats. They're just.
And you should learn to love a rat, you piece of shit.
That's literally the gimmick with Alolan, Rattata, and Raticate is that they are the rats that were invasive in Hawaii and ended up killing a lot of their native wildlife. They're
And it's
Norway
exactly
rats.
for that reason that it deserves to be an
Actual
actual
prison.
prison.
I mean,
You know what? The more I'm looking at it, the more I agree it deserves actual prison.
okay, fine. He can be the first one in prison. I'm not gonna.
Yay.
Look, someone's got to be the
First one in
first
prison.
one, and honestly, he's fitting.
Why not him?
That's fine. That's fine.
You
Now-
leave why not out of this?
Now, let's
Spearow.
talk about the actual better Route 1 early game. Bird
Yeah,
Pokemon.
baby, solid team member.
This thing,
Yeah.
a lot of people hate this thing because of its interpretation in the very first episode of Pokemon, how they all flock up and beat the shit out of Ash and Pikachu.
They cause Ash
He's
to
just built
fucking
better.
die in real life.
Ash is a
thing-
bitch.
Ash is
Spearow knew.
actually suit
So
dead because of
much-
Spearow.
This
What?
thing is so much better than Pidgeotto and Pidgeot. Fearow is a fucking goat. The fact that you get
Yes.
it fully evolved at like level 22, gets Drill Peck. Oh my gosh, these things are so much better. Spearow is a solid team member.
I have grown to
Firo
like
goes in search kit
Spiro.
noise.
I think they both belong in solid team member. Overall, I can agree with your assessment because again, remember my assessment goes Pidgeotto was an ah for me, then it goes Pidgeot. Like
That's
Pidgey
fair.
and Pidgeot way down that entire line for me, but Pidgeotto I would put above both Spiro and Firo, but I would probably put it like Pidgeotto, Firo, Spiro, Pidgeot.
Thank you.
Is the order I would put those birds. So
That is fair.
I also would go as far as to put Firo in the category because
Same.
I could agree with that. I would
Yeah.
not agree with both
go
of them
ah.
being but I could agree
No,
with Firo
Spiro's
being
not ah.
No, Spiro's not.
Spiro's
Firo, it's a big dumb bird. It makes the funniest fucking noise in the world in the anime.
so true.
It just.
That and also Gen 2, you know, you're able to trade for that Spiro, Kenya, which
That's
obviously then
true.
becomes Firo, which is just a fucking beast.
And then
of
if you're
trade
dumb
value.
enough in Gen 1 and you trade your Spiro for the Farfetch'd in Vermilion City,
Oh my
then
god.
you're just sad.
We'll get to Farfetch.
Thank you for
I
the
say Firo goes in ah. Firo goes in ah.
Firo goes now.
Spiro,
thank you for the 29 months, Jay.
Your favorite Pokemon is Raccoon? We're not there yet. Give us 2 streams.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I was like, what? Huh? And then I
Next stream is
remembered.
going to be like 20 minutes because there's only 20 Pokemon in Gen 2.
Ah,
There's
bless
There's
me.
100. There's 100.
There's only 20 that matter.
It's a joke. Like,
You
anyway.
shut up about Slugma. Slugma balls.
Slugma what, dude?
Hey, Slug was on my list.
Anyway, Firo goes in ah. Rep.
Here goes up. Here graduates.
There we go.
Thank you.
Firo
Ekans.
graduated. Firo beat the allegations.
Ekans.
We love Firo. for that.
Ekans.
That
Ekans.
sure is a Pokemon.
That's a snake.
Ekans sure is a Pokemon.
That's a
That is
I
a
mean-
snake. He's above the Charmeleon line. I can say that.
Arp,
Look.
however,
Now, of course, with these two, everybody has associations with Jesse's. Which,
Sorry, the game got
Fine.
into me.
but
sorry, Jen
and
had
of
to be gay
course,
for a second.
everyone loves their naming convention, but God, Ekans is so fucking
Boring.
as
It's a
a
purple snake.
design and
It
as a
is
Pokemon
snake backwards, bro.
in the
Like-
games. It's,
It's just a
so
snake.
boring.
It's
But
just a
Arbok, however,
snake. Arbok.
It's a Arbok is a Pokemon I wish would come around a little bit later, because I could totally see it if it had come around in like Gen 5 or 6 or even 7.
where they do like the changing patterns.
Yeah, where they give it like the
Oh.
pavilion
Because
thing,
that's the
they
gimmick
where
in real life.
every
is,
Arbok
like-
has like slightly different scale
Yes.
patterns.
Yeah,
Correct.
they always talk about that in the Dex designs. They're like, oh yeah, the design on the hood is different between.
And I
different
think it's
sections
some
of
of
the
the.
world.
I think in the
They've never done
manga they
that.
actually do that in some of the
They
mangas.
do.
That sounds
They
right,
do in
yeah.
the manga, but in
I-
the actual games, they've never done it, and I hate that.
I
Yeah.
want to put it in Solid Team Member, but I have literally never trained in Ekans.
It's
Well, I would
not
also
great.
say Ekans, or not Ekans, Arbok is solid team member.
No, right, that's what
Design is-
I
I could
never.
see the argument for putting Arbok in Op, but I would also agree that I can see it in Solid Team.
I don't
Member
think I
as
can
well.
fight for
No.
Arbok being a solid team member. I'm biased because I'm gay, but I think Arbok deserves to be a solid team member.
That's fine.
I
It,
feel nothing for
It's
Arbok.
better than Ekans.
That's fair.
it's
True.
All of my attachment to it is solely off Jesse's.
Yeah.
And I mean, it got its ass kicked over and over and over and over and over again.
But
as a
he didn't
Pokemon
give up, and
game.
bless his heart.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Did give up.
there's great
Pete,
episodes
shut
of
up.
Arbok. Literally, like their send-off episode is
Yeah.
heart-wrenching.
Got a great call.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, the call's great. All right, now we have the mascot rat.
I swear
would
to God.
put it in very best.
It is the very best that no one ever was. And I will tell you why. Smash Brothers, the first Super Smash Brothers, fucking goated.
You're not wrong.
No, you're not
Um,
wrong. Bro's cracked in there.
First, and so Bros cracked in the first Super Smash Brothers.
Mhm.
Fucking had his own fucking video game with a shitty microphone on
Yeah,
Nintendo
baby.
Oh, I had
64.
that game.
Yeah, baby.
Had
Should play
his
that.
own Nintendo 64.
Yep. This is
Had his
true.
own DS.
He's the
had his
mascot.
own-
He's the boy.
He
the little
is
mascot.
the boy. If you
There's
look at the
no way.
definition of the boy, that's him. He did it.
He is him. He's always been
He's
him.
been him, and he
will
will
continue
continue
to
to be
be
him.
I can't argue any of this because I do love playing Pikachu in Smash, and Hey You Pikachu is a guilty pleasure. of
Like,
mine.
I will never use a Pikachu in any team nowadays, but I can't deny he is him.
Like,
And as I've mentioned,
I can't beat that. Like,
as
he
I've
is him.
mentioned,
every
I did
generation.
a yellow.
Sorry.
I did a yellow version run, and of course you have Pikachu following you in yellow. And if anyone's played the Let's Go games and you had Let's Go Pikachu, of course you have that one, which is also goated with the sauce and fucking kicks the shit out of everything in that fucking game. I can't help but feel the same thing that I feel for Charizard, in that I'm just sick of the yellow rat being plastered on everything. I also wish he was still fat.
Now that I will agree with
See,
you on.
I was waiting for us to get to the Gigantamax Pikachu discussion, because this is one of the two Gigantamax forms I feel anything about. If we're putting normal Pikachu in the very best, guess who's gotta go right? Fuck it, put the entire line next to him, because guess what? I like Raichu more
I
than
was gonna
Pikachu.
say, I also like
I
Raichu.
like
I
Raichu
love
more than
Raichu.
Pikachu.
That's
Put
true.
all four
I
of
love
them up
them both.
there. I don't think we have to discuss this much.
I
I was gonna say,
literally,
the fattest Pikachu has to be
Yeah,
in the
he
best.
is like he is the very best. Like no one ever was. Like,
Do you
bro.
know? Do you know how much money I spent on Pokemon cards chasing Fat Gay Pikachu? And I have him. I got him. I own Fat Gay Pikachu. I own that card. I have it.
It's
It
bad
is
that
not worth
you don't even
anything
have
because
to
it's a
ex- you don't even
shitty
have to-
version.
you don't even have to explain what you're saying, and I know exactly what card you're talking
I
about.
have Fat Gay Pikachu.
You're
He's
talking
awesome.
about the Rainbow Secret Rare.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Fat Gay Pikachu.
I have
for
Fat
real, for
Gay
real.
Pikachu.
Put
No,
Raichu up there too. Bro's goaded with
Raichu
the
rules.
sauce.
I love
Yeah,
Raichu
both
so much.
Raichus.
Yeah.
I wish Raichu got more
No.
love.
Both Raichus.
I literally,
Both
Especially the
true.
low one.
Both Raichus for real.
I literally have. I'm looking at it right now. It's a hat from when I was a small child in Generation 1 that has Raichu on it. And I grew out of that hat very quickly, but I never got rid of it because I have always been a Raichu supporter since day one. Raichu's better than Pikachu.
Raichu's better than Pikachu.
Yes.
Deserves its fucking. I hate that
Raichu
everyone
goes
is like,
Thunderbolt.
yeah, hit him with a Thunderbolt. Yeah, everyone remembers that episode. Everyone remembers fucking Lieutenant Surge's Raichu being the first like actual, literally being the
Soldier,
reason
old
Ash.
soldier.
Yeah, literally being like the one thing that teaches Ash, like, hey, you can lose, you little shit.
Also, Alolan Raichu marries my two types because I'm an electric type. Hey, guess what? I have a bias towards electric types, but my all-time favorite Pokemon is Psychic type. So, Alolan Raichu is the only union of electric and psychic types that there is. So, yeah. Also, when
He's pretty
he's
great.
his shiny form, he gets a sunburn. It's cute.
Yes. I was gonna say earlier, like,
He's sunburned. He's tan.
No, I just love that he used that as a brag.
Yeah. I can't, so he will for me on my behalf.
I was gonna say every generation has like its takes on the same typings. Like every generation's gonna have a normal flying type like Pidgey and Spearow. Every generation's gonna have its own bug type that, you know, maxes out early. But those all have different takes on it. Like not every normal flying type looks like a Pidgey, not every normal bug type is gonna look like a fucking Weedle or a Caterpie. But every generation has an electric type mascot Pokemon. And they all look like Pikachu. And that is its
Yep.
strength.
Your Plusles, your Minans,
Literally,
Your
every generation
Dedenes.
has after this has
Your
a Pikachu.
Emolgas,
your
your...
Emolgas, your Pachirisus, your
Risus, yeah.
Togedemaru's.
Yeah. Your Morpekos.
Dendes, your
Morpekos, yep.
Your Palmies.
Oh,
For
Palmo,
Palmies.
Palmo, Palmo.
Oh God.
Anyway, all right. From one yellow rat to another,
I love
It's so
Sandshrew.
weird that this is the mouse Pokemon.
Ah!
I will,
Yeah.
I will defend to the death Sandslash or Sandshrew and Sandslash, both of them.
I was
Now
gonna
with
say,
the
Sandslash I have less for.
Sandslash was one of my favorite toys I had as a Pokemon. It's probably
Sandslash.
still
And I have
over to my
never-
left somewhere.
I have never trained a Alolan Sandshrew or Sandslash, but Cantonian Sandslash. That's something you can take to the fucking end of the game.
Yes.
Just look at him.
Alright.
He's fucking like if you were
And so-
if you came up to me and was like, Swedish, you're about to get in a fight. You can have one Pokemon back you up as you're gonna go fight this group of 10 guys. Yeah, I'm gonna pick fucking Knife Hands Porcupine.
Yeah.
Look at
Okay,
him. He's built
so
sturdy and he will gut a
Hey, man.
motherfucker.
Man, what are you about to do?
I had blue versions, so I didn't have Sandshrew and Sandslash in my
Same.
games.
I had the
Um,
toys. That's all I had.
Yeah, I couldn't use them. I know in the early gens they're not amazing because they don't learn a ton of in fact, I don't even think they learn any ground type moves till like Gen 3, and it takes them forever to learn like
I think they learned.
Earthquake.
I think you can teach them dig.
You can teach them Dig and Earthquake, but they don't learn them naturally. They're one of these Pokemon that every time I get into a discussion with like people, a lot of people go, "Yeah, I fucking love Sandshrew and Sandslash," and I get it. They're cool designs. I've never had that much of a super big attachment to them, so I'm going to be in the minority here. I think that they're B tier. I think they look cool. I think they get better as time goes on. The generations have been very kind to them, but I'm okay with them being an A tier. I understand the appreciation for them.
So,
Alolan Sandshrew, I think, is a fucking great design. I love this thing.
Blue boy. How could you?
I
not
love that
little
they
pig
would-
Blue boy.
I love that they were just like, hey, this thing, the fucking sand pangolin, when we put it in Hawaii, it's gonna live at the top of the big snowy mountain and be an igloo. And I'm like, yes. Great.
You know
did
how?
it, good sir.
You know how the Pokemon that looks like it's made out of bricks. We want to make a different version of it. Yeah. What if instead of like rock bricks, it's snow bricks?
Genius.
know,
You did it.
I
10 out of
actually
10.
never put that together until you spelled that out for me. And I actually, that honestly, I would have. Alolan Sandshrew probably would have been the only one of the four I would have put as the lowest, but after that explanation, it is an igloo. Yeah, it belongs there. It's back with the group. It made its way back up in my
Yeah,
mind
you
now.
did it.
The cute
Yeah,
shiny
so-
too. It's got like its belly becomes like blue, like a dark blue. It's really
Oh yeah, the
nice.
shiny is pretty great.
Shiny is
And-
really good.
By the same token, I think both regular Cantonian and Alolan Sandslash also both deserved A tier.
Ah.
Um,
I don't like the double. I did not like that double.
Alolan Sandslash, to me, I've never used one, but the fact that Homie becomes an ice steel type is kind of
It's pretty
fucking
cracked.
sweet.
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
pretty cracked.
No, that's really good. My wife is using one pretty regularly in her Scarlet Violet.
Mhm.
It's a good one.
Yes, plus.
Female Nidoran. All right, let's. I need just. I
We're
need,
drawing our, are we drawing our battle lines now?
okay,
Oh,
no,
no.
I need discussion from everyone.
I heard
No,
so
'cause
many
these-
guns being loaded at once.
No. Okay, so I need people here in the call
Mhm.
because I've never gotten a straight answer.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What the fuck is the Nidoran line based off of?
Rabbits.
I was gonna say
What are
poisonous
they?
rabbits.
The rabbits.
Are they? Because I've heard rabbits, and then like they turn into like a king and a queen, but yet they're like kaiju.
The Rat King and the Rat Queen.
And then their middle forms are just like What are
We
their
don't-
middle forms?
We don't. We don't
Who's to
talk
say?
about. We don't. Who's to say? They got away from it a little bit, but they brought it back.
Okay, so
Maybe.
we're gonna start with
Here's what I will say.
Okay.
I will rank them as their final forms are their best.
yes.
Their
Yeah.
first forms are their second best,
The middle forms are fucking weird.
and their middle forms go to gay baby jail.
No, I think Nidorino's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Nidorino
Nidori-
is.
That is
Nidorino
not
rules.
the one I thought you were gonna say, because Nidorino
No.
at least has something interesting going on. Nidorino is just Nidoran but spikier.
Look, Nidorino,
He is the definition of
Nidorino
90s.
yes, and that's what
Yes.
I love about him, because everyone remembers the intro to Blue version of that, or like the very first scene of the anime with that thing fucking fighting Gengar. It
Nidorino,
rules.
I used to have a Taco Bell keychain for like decades, and I was just holding on to it because I fucking love that dude. Like for a good long while, Nidorino was legitimately like my favorite Pokemon. And then I got older,
Right.
And you got wiser.
and I got wiser, and then there's another Pokemon from this generation
you
that I
you
actually-
knew better.
Yes.
So,
But-
in my opinion, female Nidoran sure is a Pokemon. Nidorina sure is a Pokemon. Nidoqueen is a solid team member. That Nidoqueen and
See,
Nidoking
I say
are
Nina Queen
great.
goes to gay baby Joe because it has titties.
And in the Japanese version of Stadium, she's like caressing them.
Oh, she
I
shakes.
was
Oh, yeah,
gonna
she
say,
shakes
it's like
shit.
she-
She,
She caresses
it's
them.
she shakes
derogatory.
him in the American version too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but she's
I
like
don't-
groping herself in the Japanese version.
I don't like the energy.
Okay,
she
yeah,
brings.
that's true.
Ah,
I respect your
He
opinion,
goes
Hitman. That's
below
true.
the Charmeleon line.
Well, I would
Because
maybe
Charmeleon
even
won't
say,
shake his titties at me.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I actually would maybe even say that Nidoqueen goes on the Charmeleon line.
whoa,
No,
hey, whoa,
no.
hold up.
Nidoqueen.
Nidorina sure is a Pokemon. That ain't no solid team.
I was gonna say,
Alright.
yeah.
Again, I say it goes their final forms, their first forms, their second forms is in the order. But I am not gonna argue against Nidoqueen being in gay baby jail because I get it.
Look, there's furry bait Pokemon that I'm like, I get it, that's fine. And there's furry bait Pokemon I go, nah, no.
You should be on the
Okay.
list.
And I'm the horny one.
Okay, for the males, I think it's Nidoran, sure is a Pokemon. Nidorino is a solid team member. Nidoking is Surskit noise.
Yeah. Nidoking is
Fucking
Surskit noise.
Love. I used a Nidoking in a playthrough of Leaf Green, and oh my god, that thing is so fucking handy. It can do whatever you want.
It is one of the only Pokemon I outright remember the cry to. The fucking.
I would go as far.
That
as
was
to
just a
say-
fax machine going off.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, that was basically just the Gen 1 cries. I would go as far as to say that Nidoking might even be best there ever was.
No,
I
I wouldn't go
wouldn't-
that far.
I'll fight against that one.
I personally
I
would because
love Nidoking. He was again one of my favorite toys as a kid growing up. I could not argue to put him in very best.
Nidoking
If
is
you
like
went there, I
a
wouldn't
top
mind.
5 Pokemon for me. That's why I have such like a strong connection with him. But you know, Surskit noise is good enough for me.
I wouldn't argue if he went in very best. So I'd support Sek here. Rep, you're welcome to be the deciding vote here.
I will accept Nidoking being an and no higher.
I
Personally couldn't give a fuck about either of these lines.
I do agree. Nidoking punches way above its fucking weight the entire run. There's just I don't know what it is. There's just something in me that's saying I would not place it in very best.
Alright, fine.
What?
Alright.
I'm sorry, I forgot about this tidbit until now because I looked up some Pokedex entries while I was just kind of bored. Why can Nidoran female breed, but not Nidoqueen?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Why does
the answer-
Nidoqueen shake her titties but has nothing in return? Gay baby jail.
Menopause.
Permanently? Like, what?
Clefairy!
For me.
Very-
For
This
me.
thing-
There is a
Everyone,
Pokemon.
Both of
everyone
them.
remembers this thing's. Everyone remembers this thing in the anime. Everyone
know?
remembers.
Did you-
Everyone remembers the Pokemon Stadium minigame.
Yep,
It's a fucking great one.
there
This
is a
thing was
Pokemon.
This thing was supposed to be the mascot. There is
Yeah.
there is a manga where an Ash-like character has a Clefairy with him.
Yep.
But it was
Very
replaced
mascot
because
shaped.
Pikachu was considered more gender neutral than
Yep.
I
Clefairy
feel like
was.
Clefairy would have just gotten Pokemon written off as like a Kirby ripoff.
It would have gotten Pokemon. It probably, if it was the mascot, it would have made Pokemon more feminine based because, of course, in the 90s,
I was gonna say it wouldn't have
everyone was
reached
like,
the neutral
"Yeah,
targets
yeah,
of the 90s.
yeah,
That
everyone
thing's
would have been
round
like,
and pink. I don't
"It's
fucking want
pink
that
and
shit.
it's not Pokemon's for girls." Yeah, you know.
For me, both Clefairy and Clefable are both easy the sure Pokemon.
Yep, I agree with
I
that.
wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind either of them going there. I think. I mean, they're also like the metronome users.
Shit,
Like,
you're right.
everyone
That puts
thinks
them
of
at
them
solid
being-
few numbers for me.
I
Everyone
might.
thinks of them being the metronomers. I wouldn't mind if Clefairy went sure as a Pokemon and Clefable went solid team because Clefable
I
I
can-
to
would
this day,
reverse those. I would reverse those. I like
Clefable to
Clefairy.
this day
I
is a
like
fucking
Clefairy
menace.
more than Clefable.
Fable competitively is still running roughshod over.
It's a menace.
Clefable and Pokemon Stadium can suck the fattest dick. Derogatory.
I thought you were gonna say the fattest part of my cock. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll do the math. from that.
I think.
Oh,
that
actual bag,
this
by the way.
placement is right.
I think this is fine. Vulpix.
Another Pokemon I've
man.
always wanted to kind of
Wow.
train, but I, being a Charizard trainer, never need another fire type.
I say Vulpix is a solid team member.
I was gonna
Vulpix
say
is a great design.
I say Vulpix sure is a Pokemon.
It's cute. It's
Eh.
a neat fire type. Brock had one and it was really cool. I say Vulpix is a solid team member. Ninetales. I'd say it's a solid team member as well. I used one in that Leaf Green run through. Really good in Gen 1. When the special attack, special defense split came along,
Yes.
it got kind of fucked over because it went more especially defensive.
Yeah.
No, we haven't gotten to the
Oh,
Alolan yet.
yeah.
Down. We're talking about Fire Ninetales.
Put the ice type down.
I say it's solid. I used it. I loved it. It's a great Pokemon if you train it right. It's another one of those where if you give it the Firestone too early, you're so boned.
I
It's
say
one of-
because he grants a wish.
I wouldn't mind if it went in
Does that
Yeah.
mean?
I love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
understand these
true.
references.
That's true. I forgot it's in Mystery Dungeon. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Plays a big part.
it is. And
Right.
there's also the one in the anime that fucking like tries to trap Brock forever in a mansion.
Yeah,
Um,
it's cracked.
What about the Kitsune?
Controversial
Uh,
opinion.
Uh-huh.
boy.
Alolan Vulpix for me sure is a Pokemon.
They all sure are Pokemon to me, so I don't think it's that controversial. Hell yes.
mm,
Says the controversial one in the call.
you know,
Yeah.
as someone who's watched the Sun and Moon anime where Lily has one of those, and it's cute as fucking shit. I mean, yeah, I can't help but put it in this year's.
I can accept a Vulpix being in. it
Vulpix,
sure is a
yes.
Pokemon.
Now,
Ninetales.
Alolan Ninetales, I would maybe even go as far as putting into because
It's a sick look. One of the
It's a-
sickest
it's a
fucking
great
looks
look.
in the
have
franchise.
one
I've never used
in Scarlet Violet, liking it. Very good special attacker, very good dragon killer, basically.
True. I think
Sure,
it's
it is
gonna
Ice
chomp
Fairy.
to shreds.
Until fucking Crustle came out and Pokemon Unite, I was playing Alolan Ninetales was the main Pokemon I used, and I don't.
Well, I was gonna say something mean. I won't say something mean.
You can't say
Four.
something mean. It's me.
Traitor.
No,
Die.
That was just mean. I was gonna say what I was gonna say was just mean. I'm like, no, that's.
All right.
Like, I get it,
Four.
Vulpix and Ninetales are cute. People like their designs. You know, it's cool to go with, like, the Kitsune sort of stuff. They could have just done it better. They could have just done it better.
Okay.
For
just-
Jigglypuff, I'd go between this sure is a Pokemon or solid team member.
Okay. So Jigglypuff, in games, it's whatever. The main things we're
Wait,
gonna have to
which
deal with the
games?
Jigglypuff.
Wait,
in
if
the
we're
main
talking
series.
Pokemon games, yes.
In the
If
main
we're
series.
talking other games,
Now, the main things
the
most
very
people are gonna
best,
think
like
of
no
with
one ever
Jigglypuff.
was.
Yeah, the main things people are going to think of with Jigglypuff is going to be its portrayal in the anime, where it was a great comedy relief character, constantly showed up and put people to sleep. And Smash Brothers,
Smash Brothers.
You're goddamn right.
because this thing is a fucking menace in the correct hands in Smash Brothers, especially
Rep, the
in
Jigglypuff
Melee.
we know has a podcast.
Wait, what?
The Jigglypuff we know has a podcast.
I don't get this.
You don't.
get it
It's
either.
literally a thing only me and Rep get.
I think
Does
it's
Rep-
B.
I don't even think Rep gets it.
Apparently.
My brain is blank.
What is the Pokemon podcast you and I listen to?
I haven't listened to that in like a year.
That's because there hasn't been an episode in a year, but we
True.
don't talk about that part.
I think it's a B. I think it's a B.
Yeah, I think
It-
I
it's
would put
solely off of the
Jigglypuff
ten.
as B and
I'll accept solid team,
Wigglytuff, Igglybuff, whatever the second one is,
Wigglytuff.
and sure is a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I
this
would
is-
go so far as to put Wigglytuff on the Charmeleon line.
Nothing
No.
else can go
No.
on the
Above.
Charmeleon line. It is
Charmeleon.
above the Charmeleon line.
Above
You are
Charmeleon.
not understanding the reason for the Charmeleon line.
I'm sure we'll
my-
find something that goes on there, but I feel like we're far out from it.
Yeah, actual bag bringing up like my thing. Wigglytuff, fucking Mystery Dungeon
True
Legend.
shit, you're right.
And also just it's I don't know, to me it's a cuter Jigglypuff. Like I don't know why. It being
I don't think
bigger
it's cuter
actually
for
is
me.
cuter to me.
Jigglypuff is rounder, smaller, and bigger eyes.
And shaped like a friend. Wigglytuff is
Wigglytuff
Oh.
looks like a
Wigglytuff
friend
is-
of my mother's.
Wigglytuff is an egg.
Wigglytuff definitely gained their freshman 15, and it is not going
Once-
away.
Once it gained the fairy typing, I think Wigglytuff was absolutely fine.
That was-
especially as a
That might have been the
competitive Pokemon,
meanest
but
thing I've ever fucking said about anything
Jiggly-
ever.
Jigglypuff absolutely eclipses it just in terms of how much more exposure it has.
Yeah, fair.
Zubat.
Zubat, I would say,
Gay
sure
baby
is a
jail.
Baby
Pokemon.
jail.
It annoys the fuck out of me. I hate
It's
it.
just a
I
bag.
never want to see it again.
I can't argue that. I would
Golbat,
say
I would put solid team member.
Golbat is a solid fucking team.
I was also gonna
Now,
put
not in-
that gay baby Jill.
Not in Gen 1.
Same.
I mean, everyone, of course, has the fucking memories of trying to get through Mount Moon and Rock Tunnel and the Victory Road and having Zubats fucking stop you every 3 steps.
Cave.
And
I have the memories of going through cave and running into some form of bat.
yes, correct. But man, especially
the
come
best
like Gen 3 onward, Golbat is so good. Golbat and especially Crobat, which we're not going to get to tonight.
Yeah.
Good fucking Pokemon. So fast and they hit decently hard. They're really
See,
good.
I don't
flying
think this
types.
line is good until Crobat.
I can
Mm.
agree with that.
I think
I
Golbat
I
might.
like-
honestly, I think
I
Golbat
like
might deserve to go
Golbat's-
to actual prison.
No, I like Golbat's
No.
design more than Zubat because I don't know, he has eyes at least. He like he screams. He's got eyes. He gets eyes. He's got
Okay,
eyes.
Wow,
We
ableist.
also have to talk about the fact that it had one of the
Yeah,
best
big mouth.
generation ones. It had one of the best generation ones.
Yeah, I don't
fights.
like that it has big mouth.
It's
Its
true, it
mouth
does
is
have a
bigger
really
than
good visual.
him.
Correct.
He's got Bruxius syndrome, and I hate it.
And it also has a great mini game in Pokemon Stadium too.
True.
True. You know what? True. You're right.
I
True.
don't
Not
know
fair.
those games
For
well
the
enough. I
for the
Actually,
Pokemon Stadium 2,
I
it
fucking hate
stays in
that
solid
minigame.
team member.
I
Yes,
actually
I'm
fucking hate
fine
that
with you,
mini game. Actually,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
just
say,
like the noise he
you
makes
it
when he
true.
plays.
Wait.
I
shit.
I was remembering the noise he make like that is constantly being made in that mini game because they're always getting hits like and it always pops me. I hate the mini game. Love the noises in it.
Sounds like sad Jaguars. But yeah,
Oddish.
Oddish, I would say, sure is a Pokemon.
Oddish.
The
It,
very
yeah.
best.
It is the
No.
grass
I love
version
Oddish.
of Zubat.
yeah, it is a blueberry with
It-
leaves.
And I love him for it.
Well, I literally
No,
just mean
it's
like in certain areas, it is as prevalent in tall grass as a Zubat is in a cave. It is
But
the
he's
disappointment
better.
of a Pokemon.
That's why
So-
he's sure a Pokemon and not in jail.
So yeah,
Right.
I have.
However, speaking
have-
of jail,
I don't give a fuck where he goes with this list. I'm fighting
Gloom
the end of my life. That is peak
goes to
Pokemon.
actual prison.
No,
Oh, hey, hang on. Whoa,
No.
fucking
I
hold
like
here.
Gloom. I like.
Number one, I'm putting Oddish as sure as a Pokemon and not any higher because, as I mentioned in my Squirtle story, that little bitch kept me from getting through Mount Moon because that damn lass kept using Absorb with it, and my water gun couldn't kill it.
Sounds like a
Hated
skill
that bitch.
issue.
I had to evolve the Wartortle and learn Bite before I finally could get past that shit.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Gloom, I think it looks dopey as fuck. I think within the explanation for it, with these saps smelling bad, but like also being used in perfumes, I think that's kind of sweet. I remember the one that Erica had in the show was really cool. I don't think it belongs in prison. I think it's just a Pokemon.
I don't think it belongs in prison.
Don't.
It
Don't.
didn't do anything wrong.
The highest I will consider ranking Gloom is Gay Baby Joe.
Fine, I'll take Gay
Fine.
Baby Jail if that's the middle ground.
I don't
I
know.
I
fun
think
fact-
Gloom is next to Oddish. I like.
For me, it's like Gloom is like it sure is a Pokemon. I don't have a lot of feelings about it. I don't hate it.
Why's the drool gotta be white?
Because it's fucking
Because it's
spit.
rule.
Because you can't draw transparent.
Yeah. Bro, he's just vibe.
Bro's a pothead. He's just vibing, bro.
Look, if we're gonna talk about Pokemon with a questionable substance dripping out of an orifice, we're gonna have an uncomfortable conversation about Cubchoo. I
God.
fucking hate Cubchoo.
Oh,
I'm
Cub
putting
Chew.
Cubchoo in actual prison so
Oh yeah,
quickly.
no, Cubchoo goes in jail.
We're not there yet. We have five. We have
I
five.
was gonna
streams
say
to
we've
do
got
this.
a few
Yeah,
streams
We gotta
before
get through
that.
this one first. We got an hour and a half. We got a little. Vileplume.
Vileplume.
To me is a Pokemon. It's a
Yeah, I
Pokemon.
agree. I agree.
Vileplume,
that'd be
I rank better than Venusaur, and I will die on that hill.
See, for
Yeah,
Venusaur, I
I
was
use-
gonna be like a
sucks.
solid team member personally.
I like Vileplume.
If you went solid team, it'd be fine. I've used one. They're pretty good.
They are
The
good.
design
You also have to,
doesn't
you
do
also have to
much for
remember,
me.
I was ranking Venusaur fucking bottom.
I don't know who
Yeah, it's because
were.
you're a bottom bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Venusaur
I
sucks.
also remember
You
the one in
suck.
Snap.
Correct.
That's
The one in Snap that you had to fucking
Yeah.
use the flute. You had to use the
That's
flute
all
to make it stop.
Or no, you're right. It was a flute.
Stinky.
To make it stop making the pollen that was blocking the Pokemon sign, and then it would do a bunch of dances. That was neat.
And Bro's got moves.
In
He can
some-
Fortnite dance.
In some games, Erica has one, and it's a very big
Bastard.
pain in the ass unless you don't have the Charmeleon line or a good flying type with you.
Yeah,
And I've used one. They're not bad. Solid team member.
they're good.
Right? Paris and Parasects.
Oh god.
Okay.
Can we put-
Super memorable episode of the anime. Problem
Yes.
with Paris. Love this little doofy little shit being so scared of everything.
Mhm.
However,
However,
these may arguably be the worst Pokemon in Generation 1 because their typing meant they had so many fucking weaknesses. Their moveset was garbage,
yes.
except for one move, and that's Spore.
Which now
100%
other
sleep.
Pokemon know.
The other Pokemon know it now.
Other better
It sure is.
Pokemon know.
They both are sure Pokemon. I like the
I put
concept
Parasect
of
in prison.
No,
No.
Parasect.
Oh,
no.
Parasect
He's a
actually is
zombie!
a step above.
I think that's neat.
Parasect
Parasect
in
is a step
Pokemon
above.
Stadium in Rental Randomizer is a solid. Oh, he might be useful.
No, Parasect for me is
Okay.
much higher because of Legends Arceus. It being like that
Oh
first
god,
big
that's
boss Pokemon that you run
right.
into, and just Paris itself being fucking horrifying.
No, you know what? Fair enough. I'll accept.
I'll
Sure as
go
a
with that, and I
Pokemon.
like the concept of the fungus taking over the little crab thing.
Now I say step above. I wouldn't necessarily say tier
I
above.
was gonna say,
Huh,
you
alright.
they're both sure are Pokemon.
They sure are
Yeah.
Pokemon still. Like they aren't quite gay baby jail like I would have originally thought. Like if Legends Arceus didn't exist, gay baby jail. Legends
Yeah,
Arceus
beautiful.
exists. They sure are Pokemon.
Yeah.
They beat the Charmeleon line.
They beat
All right.
Charmeleon by one game.
Now we have
Venonat and Venomoth.
Venonat.
That sure is a Pokemon.
I like
Venonat
Venonat.
sure is a fucking Pokemon.
I like Venonat, but yeah, you're
The
right. It sure is a Pokemon.
only
He's
comment-
cute, but that's it.
The
Venonat,
only
yes.
He's cute in a bug way.
the only comment I
Venonat.
have to make on this
Just
is
like me, for real, for real.
For real, for real.
I am very
Yeah,
much
Bug way.
of the persuasion that at some point these two were the same evolution.
I mean, they got the same eyes.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
same eyes, they still have the same like little
mouth,
nose.
slash. Yeah.
They have the same like feet that are like clown shoes.
Venonat, now that you put them together, Venonat looks like an AI generated Butterfree, and that's fucked up.
That's
Venomoth,
fucked up.
on the
You're
other
fucked
hand,
up.
I love this dude's fucking design. Like,
Solid
I
T-shirt.
don't think he goes into just because of
No.
like how not great of a Pokemon he is.
No,
But
it's
for
not.
me, only based on design and only based on like pure blindness and the fact that I am a Koga apologist, solid team member, even though
I
it's
will-
very much not.
Hey, I'm doing a
will-
run in a Pokemon game right now with them, and I'd say so far they are a solid team member.
They were dog shit in the early generations.
Yes.
Yes.
Once Quiver Dance came around,
Yes.
Oh,
Venomoth's actually not
blessed
half
be.
bad.
So here's the thing. I like Venonat more than Venomoth, but we also have to remember the MVP of Twitch Plays Pokemon,
That's true.
ATV,
Yeah,
All-Terrain
yeah.
Venomoth.
You did no for real, for real. Oh my
No.
god. Oh my god. Oh, the memories. They're
I
flooding back.
think he's good as a B tier.
I think that
Yeah.
locks him in as B tier in my mind.
Yes.
Like, I like Venonat personally more than Venomoth. I like Venonat's design a lot better. He's round, he's shaped like a friend. His eyes become blue, or
I
his
think
nose
you're
becomes
biased
blue
to
when he's shiny.
round-shaped friends.
Speaking
But-
of round-shaped friends,
Speaking of-
Venomoth is
Round.
Diglett.
floor shit. Love him. For
Dig.
floor shit.
Okay.
Diglett dig, Diglett dig.
Trio.
Yes, everyone remembers. Everyone remembers the what is the name of it? Dig Those Diglett. That's the name of the
Yes,
episode.
yeah.
Great episode. Everyone remembers the chant. Can never get it out of your head. Everyone always shoots on these Pokemon for being a boring design. I think they're great.
I was gonna say
This
you
is
can't
a-
improve on perfection.
This is a Pokemon that literally every time I play a Gen 1 game, when I get to Vermilion City, I'm catching one of these fuckers in Diglett Cave because he makes Surge a breeze. Even if I'm not even going to use him later in the game, I'm catching one and then ditching.
It's a
because it makes
surprisingly tanky
Surge so
Pokemon.
easy.
Yes.
It's not tanky, it's a fucking glass cannon.
Oh, he is
it is
fucking
and
made.
very,
Doug Frio
very
can be.
fast.
these are
Very
these are
speedy.
cylinders with feet. They have no means
They
of
don't have-
defense.
They're
They
like
do not have
pistons
feet.
of a car.
Diglett has feet.
Not
Alright.
really, no, we know of.
So the thing
Hey,
about like
I
Diglett,
played Mystery Dungeon. He has feet.
Diglett
No.
and Ductrio, like these are dudes that I look at and I'm just like, these are friends.
These are dudes.
Alolan Diglett. I
Uh-huh.
don't know this man.
Solid.
With his Homer Simpson hair.
Alolan Diglett, solid team member. Alolan Dugtrio, back to because he looks like he looks like He-Man. He's He-Man. He's the Hey Ya meme.
I was gonna say Hanson.
He's He-Man. He is He-Man.
I will
Like
say
they are
that this
straight up
does-
just fucking Hanson, like prime Mbop era.
So this actually does lead me to what I nickname my Diglets. So we've got Doug, Triple Doug, Cooler Doug, and 3 Cool Dougs.
Yeah.
Pretty cool dogs.
I think the gimmick with the hair is silly,
And
but
And
I
in
would
the
expect
best way
nothing. I would
possible.
expect nothing different from the Diglett and
Or
Doug
Diglett.
He's a
lines, which are
surfer.
silly Pokemon to begin with. I
They
think they're
gave him
great.
they gave him surfer
I don't know why
hair.
they're steel types. Why are they steel types?
I don't
What's so
know.
cool about
They're
them?
they're a hair metal band.
That'd be
Yes.
great. Yeah, of course, they're Cinderella. Perfect. they are great white. Perfect.
They're not white. Look at them.
Yeah.
They get
We
tan.
are about to
They're
enter
shiny as tan.
a stretch of Meowth.
Also,
Alright.
yeah,
Oh,
we're past the 3rd point mark.
Oh
We
boy.
are a third of the way there.
All right, Meowth.
Oh, God.
Anime bias. Search.
Yeah, we might actually have to do 2 streams to finish up this gen.
Probably.
Regular Meowth is absolutely Surskit noise.
I was gonna say, fucking
Solely
Amulet
off.
Coin,
Okay,
Payday.
So, Alola Meowth, Gay
I don't
Baby
know
Jail. I don't like his smug aura. It offends me.
I
I
don't
would
like the
go-
round head.
I would go so far as like these sure are Pokemon,
that
but
sure is a Pokemon.
No, he's Gay Baby Jail. I don't like smug Alolan Meowth.
See, Alolan Meowth's a cat, so being smug just makes sense to me.
It
and I
makes
think
sense,
that
but I
that sure is a
still that doesn't
Pokemon.
mean I have to like it.
no,
That's
no, no.
fair.
We're gonna get to the one that we don't like in a second.
We're gonna get
Yeah,
there.
we are.
We're gonna get there.
Oh, I
Galarian
fucking
Meowth.
love.
I
I love
I think
Galarian
this
No,
is-
Meowth.
put this bitch in gay baby jail.
No,
I love him.
this thing's
actually.
solid. I love
He's-
this.
he rules.
This to me is the best Meowth form.
He's a hermit living in the woods that just does.
He is a-
He's like
he's
fucking
a
10 years
fighter.
behind
Because he won't leave
technology.
me alone.
What is it? A Palace cat that it's based off of? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's based
Um,
off the fact that like the Vikings had cats on their ships to
Yeah.
eat mice.
He's to me, he's based off of Robin Williams when he escapes Jumanji. What year is it?
What year is it?
Okay,
Gigantamax
Gigantamax
Meowth.
I.
So,
it's like I love and
Professor
hate it, and so
Longcat.
therefore I feel nothing.
I love this because it just reminds me of a fucking film cow movie called Bino the Elephant, where he's got a fucking cat called Sausage Cat that's just this long thing that descends from the ceiling.
How do
So
feel
I
about
love
this
him. I don't care
fucking
where
cat?
you put him, but I love it.
He sure is a Pokemon. He
I was
sure
just
is a
saying,
form.
I think it sure is a Pokemon. I think it's a funny reference to
It's
how long
fine.
cats get, but like, oh, I don't
It's a
know.
nice meme form.
I would put Cantonian Persian in solid,
Solid
team member.
Solid team.
Pretty solid
Solid
tank,
team member.
and it was also like the evil Pokemon because it was
So
Giovanni.
two reasons. Two reasons. Yes, Giovanni's Persian, of course.
Oh,
And the-
fuck Giovanni's Persian and Stadium,
Yes,
though.
and Stadium he sucks ass.
Uh,
And the second thing is that under Gen 1 mechanics, Persian was a fucking
Oh
menace.
my god! It was
Because your crit rates
fucking beast.
were based
Based
off
on
of
your speed.
and it had great speed,
It knew
great stats.
slash, which
Yep.
had a boosted crit rate to begin with. You could fucking get a crit every single goddamn time you use slash or Persian. It tore through any team that didn't have a rock type.
I would argue that Gen 1 Persian would be but like regular Persian definitely is like
It's a solid team member. It's gone downhill as the years have went on, but just because of Giovanni's as well, it's solid to me.
Now let's talk
Now,
about Alolan
this-
Persian.
Alolan
Fucking
Persian is
beast
Gay
thing.
Baby Joe.
No,
That's
it is actual Prism.
That's actual Prism. I don't care.
I can
That
agree
thing
with
is
that.
Offends me.
I can
This
agree with that.
thing is offensive to me. I hate that we put the two Alolan Dark type forms in prison so far. I hate this thing. This
There
thing
should
is so
be,
stupid
to be
looking.
fair, there should be more things in prison, according to me.
There are jokes that I would make that I cannot make because I am straight. So I will just leave it at
Whisper
Um,
them to me, I'll say them.
that. Okay, hold on. Hold
I've
on.
drank enough alcohol. I'll say almost anything.
Hold on. Let me just put this in the thing.
Okay. I
Y'all
can't
keep
wait
it
for
going,
both of us
by
to
the
read
way.
it and go.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
we
this
can't
thing-
beat that.
This thing's face is dumb. I
It's
hate
so
that this.
stupid. It's so
I hate-
round. It
I
doesn't
hate-
match.
I hate that this thing got stung in the face by some bees and just hasn't taken its fucking EpiPen shot yet.
I have no opinion on it. I didn't
What is-
realize
like,
it was such
if
a
you were
fucking
trying-
strong opinion.
If you
here.
were trying to make a Garfield-looking cat, you failed on every.
God, you're
fucking,
right.
like- You failed if you were trying to make a Garfield.
That's crazy because it's super easy to make a Garfield.
That's correct. That it's
You know
almost
what? For
impressive
Game
that they
Freak,
fucked it up.
yeah.
All right, this next one, I'm just gonna let Jen have it.
I was gonna say,
The very best, like no one ever was.
can't.
I would agree.
I can't.
He's
deny
iconic.
Psyduck is fucking. iconic.
Psyduck.
Yes.
Misty
I
Psyduck
trained a
was good.
Psyduck in my run of Brilliant Diamond, and I loved him. And also
Jen and I had
Pokemon
the exact
Concierge.
same reaction.
Also,
Okay, now for the complete opposite, Golduck
I
sure
love
is
Golduck.
a Pokemon.
I love
sure is a
Golduck.
Pokemon.
So, fun story about young baby me playing Pokemon Blue, right? So, you get the Master Ball, you know, and you hold it because you're like, oh, I'm going to find something really great that I'm going to use this on. And so then you beat the game, you beat the Elite Four, you beat the champion. Woo! Now you get the Cerulean Cove opened up, and you know there's gonna be something good in the Cerulean Cove. I used my Master Ball on a Golduck in the Cerulean Cove before
You're
getting
cracked.
to Mewtwo. And you know what? I don't regret that decision.
No, you're a genius, actually.
Because I saw blue. I didn't even know he was blue yet. I didn't even know the duck was blue. I had never seen a blue duck before. But look at him. Look at him. I fucking love Golduck. And like I will relent to solid team member. But he is better than just sure as a Pokemon.
I was gonna say, in my opinion, Golduck is a solid team member purely because I know Golduck doesn't really learn a lot of moves that really helps it out, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So
and
here's
I enjoy
my.
it, but I think it's better than. It's
So
not
here's my-
mid-tier.
Here's my Golduck story. My Golduck story is that I played White 2. You can get Psyduck very early in White 2. Had it on there. I was going to use it.
White. Sorry.
And Golduck very quickly fell off by near the end of the game.
Oh, yeah,
Was
like two
doing
for Ghost.
pitiful damage. Couldn't get it to knock anything out. I swapped that bad boy out for Starmie when the opportunity arose,
Yep.
and Starmie
Oh,
was
you
so
mean
much better.
God?
I was gonna say,
We'll
for
get
real,
there.
for real.
We'll get to Starmie. I have feelings.
I like Golduck's design. Its stats to me are so middling, and my experience with it is one of the few Pokemon that I put on a team. And usually when I'm like playing a game through, I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about like, having a team of Ubers or a team of like really great Pokemon. I can just have Pokemon
Correct.
that I have fun with. I didn't have fun with Golduck.
That's fair, and that's why I think Golduck deserves to be a solid team member.
we are about
I'm
to
fine.
enter a bit where I'm going to have very solid feelings on a lot of these Pokemon. Starting with Mankey and Primate, I would put
Oh.
Mankey in solid team member, and I would put Primate
okay
in
with that.
Surskit Noise.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I
I agree
agree.
with that.
Perfect.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Fucking
I-
loved my primate toy growing
I
up.
love Primate to death.
I will
Um,
put. Let me actually address this so it's.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's start with
Appropriate.
Kanto.
best.
Hey, who
And
wants my controversial opinion about those next two?
Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me.
Growlithe for
Swedish, we
me.
had something. Don't do this to me.
Growlithe for me
They
is
was-
Surskit Noise.
Hey,
I
guess
say
what?
solid team member, but
Growlithe and Arcanine, they sure are Pokemon. They're dogs. They're fucking dogs. That's
turn
it.
you into a
They're
fucking dog.
dogs.
Oof.
They're just dogs. They're just dogs.
And they do it great.
Mrs. Electric, I
Gen
want that
1!
bitch
They
expelled.
were the first dogs! What do you want from them?
And then in the second gen, immediate better dogs.
No, I won't accept that.
I
No,
know.
you take
I
that
might.
fucking back
I
right
might.
now.
I might.
I love Houndoom. It is not.
Growlithe
I
and
love
should
Bort.
have been.
He is not a better dog.
He is a better dog.
Yeah.
Growlithe.
Not a
This
better
is-
dog.
I love
This
Bort.
is what you came
He
for,
is the
fam.
son of God. He is the dog that killed God. He would have been better if he were born in Arcanine.
True.
No, I hard disagree. Look, I know I'm not gonna win this argument like I didn't win the Venusaur argument, but my feelings must be known. Growlithe and Arcanine,
I
they're
think
short.
I disagree. They
Arcanine.
are.
For
I
Arcanine,
think they're both.
I might
solid.
say this sure is at worst. But for Growlithe for me is Surskit.
I think they're both solid, but I will take them being in Surskit noise. I understand
I-
people enjoying them.
I can settle for solid team for Arcanine.
I would say Surskit noise, but more so for the Hisuian forms specifically.
Oh, the Hisuian forms
I
are
wanted to
fucking
get
cracked.
these so bad.
I like the Hisui. I like
They're
Hisui and
cracked
Growlithe.
for me.
I like Hisui and Growlithe. He's got a fucking doofy Beatles haircut.
Yeah,
I
I
think
love
he's
him.
in my head. He sounds like Ringo Starr.
They fucking.
I
they
wrote a song
fucking-
about an octopus. That's all I can think of when I see Hisui and Growlithe.
They fucking like. Keel
Rock.
over dead if you rain on them.
Rock head smash.
I mean,
Exactly.
yes, that's good. And Flare Blitz, yes, that's great. But I never could get much out of them when I used them. But that's fine. I
That's called
understand.
Get Good, Hitman.
Heaven forbid you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
other Pokemon on your team.
I know. But I couldn't even get them to do what they were supposed to do. Good. Anyway, Poliwag.
Sure
I
is
like
a problem.
Poliwag.
That sure is a
That sure is a
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Hold on, I have a bit for the. Hold on.
So-
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold
Okay.
on.
No, I'm
Oh,
listening.
here we go. Here's my argument for Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl. All right.
That sure is a Pokemon.
So,
No, he goes at
hilarious.
least in
Okay,
B tier
so-
for that. He had the
so-
greatest Pokemon Puzzle League call of all time.
Okay, so everyone remembers the 90s and how Poliwhirl was on like all the fucking merch, right?
Yes.
Because he was
Well, no,
Satoshi
I'm
Tajiri's
497.
favorite.
I was gonna say because he was another attempt at a mascot before.
Yes, so yeah, yes. Well, the whole thing was when they started making merch. They were making merch before they had like it down pat. Like, okay, what Pokemon are people going to actually like? What Pokemon are going to be featured in the show and the game, and what are going to be the main things? They didn't know at the time. So literally, Satoshi Tajiri was just like, "Well, I like this one the best, so put it and make merch of it." And then there was just a bunch of Poliwhirl merch, and everybody was like, "Why?"
Make it the main character of another
I have a-
manga.
I have a plush of it. It's literally the starting Pokemon of Red in the Pokemon Adventures manga.
Yep.
He has that before he even gets his Bulbasaur.
Yep.
It's great. I like it. It's fine. It's just a dude that has a swirly
That's why
belly.
I think that's why I like him so much now. I didn't used to like Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl is like a more recent addition to my hyperfixation. Poliwhirl.
See,
I think
like,
that's in high school.
I put him at solid team member because of design.
Yeah,
personally.
I
see-
like him.
I like
I
him.
think he's a silly
Solid.
design, but I like him. And
I'll accept
Poliwrath,
him as solid team member. The rest
No
of
higher.
them, fucking, they sure are Pokemon.
Poliwrath,
Yeah, no,
I've
Poliwrath
used
is
one.
right back there.
That is absolutely a solid team member. I like
I like
him.
Poliwrath. I like
His
Poliwrath.
fighting type, along with that water typing, especially once you get into like the special split. Oh man, you can fucking fuck
His
some shit up
his
with some
fucking
close
toy
combats and
was one of my
waterfalls.
favorites. Hey, you're gonna start to figure out a pattern here with some of my favorite Pokemon toys are all the ones that had their hands out so you could like fight with them. Like Sandslash had both of his hands straight out. Poliwrath had like the
Seriously,
one
you
big
just wanna
fist
fight
punching
people?
out. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
now design wise, all Poliwrath is that Poliwhirl got Roid Rage.
Yeah,
He got angry
Correct.
and buffer.
correct.
Shit,
I don't
he is
care.
just Tess.
Like Primeape.
I don't care. He
So-
looks cool. I like him.
I was just thinking if we gonna stop for tonight, I feel like maybe after Onyx would be good.
Sure.
Because that still gives us
Um,
from drowsy to Mew.
Or what's Pokemon 75? That would put us like at a midway point.
I mean, I think we're already there.
No, we're not there. We're close.
Number
but we're not
75
there
would be
yet.
Graveler, so we can stop after Golem then.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Damn it! I don't get to make the joke that we made earlier.
That'd be fine.
So
Okay, so
So
Swedish,
here's
you had
the
your,
thing.
Swedish,
Here's
you
the
had
thing.
your. Okay, Swedish, you had your story about using your Master Ball on a weird random Pokemon. Abra's mine because as a kid,
Hitman, are you
I
joining
couldn't
Team Ace?
I couldn't catch
gonna
this
say.
thing to save my fucking life because it always teleported away. I couldn't put it to sleep. I couldn't do anything to it. I never had one until I got a Master Ball, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to use this motherfucker on. And I went right back to Cerulean City, and I threw that Master Ball at the first Abra I found. Of course, everyone also remembers that Abra from the anime, Sabrina's Abra, was legitimately terrifying. Yeah, that thing was fucking terrifying.
It was.
I say it's a solid
Play
team
with
member,
me.
but I know Swedish has a big attachment to this line. If he wants to put them in Surskit Noise, I have no problem with that.
Abra, I would put in Surskit Noise. Because look at him, he's a little cat. He's a little like puppet cat. He's like a marionette cat. Look at him and his movements in fucking Pokemon Stadium. He's like a little fucking marionette cat. He's adorable. I do with Kadabra what you will. He's a sad,
Alright,
pitiful
if we
man.
put-
Write about
if we
him
put-
whatever you want.
If we put this on the list, Yuri Geller is going to come after us.
That's very true. So actual prison. No, I'm kidding.
Actual, like, here's the thing.
Look, well, he's got the
think he's
spoon.
fine.
He can dig out.
Oh, you're right. Look, here's the thing. Kadabra, I'm not attached to the Kadabra design that much, so like whatever you all think of Kadabra, I'm fine with.
I just
I think it
enjoyed
sure
that
is-
the
it sure is a
evolutionary
Pokemon.
line of Alakazam progressively get better at eating cereal as they evolve.
Yeah.
Correct.
Ice cream. And
So
I
I say Kadabra's a solid team member.
I-
Hitman, did
in-
you just say soup? Oh, this Pokemon really is mine.
in my own
Uh,
view, I would put everything in solid team member. I would actually have put Abra itself, maybe like this shirt as a Pokemon. But
Same.
Kadabra and Alakazam, I'd put in solid team member for sure.
Yeah,
Oh.
Kadabra is.
I look at Abra the same way I look at Magikarp. It's the stopping point before I get to something I really like.
That's
so,
fair. That's fair. I just
so-
like his design because he's cute.
Kadabra.
That's
Honestly,
90% of Growlithe for me, honestly.
Yeah, so Kadabra is one of those Pokemon that its special attack is so good, even in like Gen 1. You didn't even have to really evolve it into Alakazam if you didn't like have friends to trade with and take that thing all the way through the
Oh,
game.
like me?
Yep.
Damn.
The first
would-
Alakazam I ever got was in Soul Silver.
Yeah. So like
Excellent.
And
my-
baby,
you could
was
just-
it worth the wait.
you could bulldoze things just with Kadabra.
Same in Pokemon
There's-
Stadium, because he has a
there's
better
many-
moveset than Alakazam.
Yeah, and there's many. Literally, thinking of any Nuzlocke I've ever ran, when you run into the first trainer with a Kadabra, that's usually like a canon event for your team.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm fine with solid team member. Alakazam.
Alakazam.
If you put it in A or B, I'm cool with either one.
This is my absolute #1 favorite Pokemon of all time. If
you know-
Psyduck isn't
am-
the best there ever was,
No, I'm also okay with Alakazam being in the very
That's
best.
fair. That's fair.
look
I'll
at
let
him.
pretty crack.
He's
Everybody gets-
smart.
Everybody gets one.
He's
Remember that.
Like he's a cool ass
Yeah, you better
design.
remember that.
Remember that.
He's so cool.
He's a cool ass design, cool noises in like the OG games. Great fucking anime voice. Alakazam.
It's
Like-
like a fucking truck.
Like
Fucks
he's
so hard.
rapping
He's cool in Mystery Dungeon.
He has a
I
supercomputer
have-
brain.
The only thing I have to say about whatever the fuck you're holding in your hand is
Yes.
it reminds me of when Dark Magician becomes Dark Sage in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Damn, you're not
This
wrong.
is
though.
Mega Alakazam.
It's
Right.
Mega
Sure.
Alakazam.
Got it.
Also,
It is worse, honestly.
Alakazam V is the other card I was fucking chasing when I was going after Fat Gay Pikachu. Fat Gay
It-
Pikachu, rarer than the Alakazam card I was going after. I got that. Still don't have the fucking Alakazam V I wanted. I'm
It sure is a
pissed.
Pokemon. It sure is a Pokemon.
It sure is a Pokemon.
It's not bad enough to be in K Baby jail, but I don't.
I see what they were going for with
I
it.
I
making 'em
see
older
the
and
I
wiser.
enjoy
vision.
it on a silly level as an actual legitimate design. Yeah.
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Okay, Machop, the one Pokemon I had a nightmare about.
So does that
I need to hear
automatically
this
put it
story.
in jail?
Yeah, so yeah, when I was a kid, I had a nightmare that I don't know why, but I was apparently playing Pokemon in my dream, like on the Game Boy in my dream, and a Machop like sprang out of the game and like after wiping my entire team.
And bled
I remember I,
hyper-realistic blood.
I was about to say that, Sick. I was about to. And it's next.
Don't know why it was Machop. I guess it's because I was at Rock Tunnel or something at the time in the playthrough I was doing. But yeah, little kid Hitman was a hit boy was
Hit a boy.
Boy.
So that's a
Was-
solid team member, right?
Yeah, that's
I-
a solid team member.
I think he sure is a Pokemon. If he wanted to
think
bring solid, he's
Machop's a
fine.
solid team
He's
member.
cute.
Look at
He's
him.
doing his
Yeah.
best. He.
Nah, I agree with Hitman. It sure is a Pokemon. Like,
I
It-
used to
that is
teach.
that is a human.
it weird gills. Like it just like it
I
looks
get that.
like
It
You know what?
makes
I
him
get
look
that.
Buddy
cool.
from fucking Power Rangers, and maybe this actually will.
That's
help it to
why
bring-
I love
don't know.
him.
But I can't vibe with him. I just can't.
He just like I used to teach martial arts and like he's got the same like pep in his eyes that like all
Exactly,
those little
he's the
kids that
baby
don't know what the
learning how to
fuck they're
fight.
doing. Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're doing their best.
I am putting Machop in Sure Are Pokemon only because I would put Machoke in Solid Team Member or Surskit.
See, I put Machoke in Gay Baby Joe. That man's on steroids.
Correct.
Good.
Good.
I'm okay with that.
I think
Steroids derogatory.
No.
I think
Pokemon
Machoke
steroids. There is no side effects to Pokemon
Machamp
steroids.
affirmative. Machoke steroids derogatory.
I think Machoke is sure is a Pokemon. It had the doofiest fucking sprite in Gen 1.
I have always been uncomfortable around Machoke.
The veins. It
Because
is
of how
honestly the veins.
human-
It is the veins.
It's
no.
the
It is the
veins.
veins also,
I
but
like the veins are why I like Machoke more, but also I understand that people don't like Machoke because of the veins.
Look,
I
I,
can
enjoy
accept
me
it
some veins.
in-
I don't like those.
I can accept it in.
Those give me Test 2006
Sure.
vibes. I don't like that.
If we're putting both of them in Sure Are Pokemon, then
No,
I don't
no,
know,
Solid Team
Machamp is a fucking. Machamp is
Chad.
I was gonna say Machamp is definitely If you're
Yeah.
if you have friends and you can get a Machamp, that motherfucker's unbeatable.
He's Machoke.
You have a friend.
He's
Now maybe if you don't have
He's
friends,
talking
you go
about
into
you
actual
for
jail
real,
because you
for
have to
real.
have
For
friends.
real, for real.
You could get one of these in yellow version through an in-game trade, and it is just you get it, and that thing just slices and dices through the rest of the game.
Gigantamax
I
Machamp.
forget.
Why
Can't imagine
did they
form.
give him pants?
Why? The
Coward.
cowards.
Why did he get
Gay
pants?
baby jail.
Not-
Put that man in
Not
jail
only
for
did he
having
get
fans.
He got long boys. Why
He
did he? Why
did.
is he? Why is he just depressed Okada phase?
Put that man in gay baby
He
jail.
is
He
under
needs to
the
think about
Charmeleon
what
line.
he's done.
He is under
He
the
is
Charmeleon
under that
line.
Charmeleon line.
I would go
He's
as
under
far
the
as
jail.
I would go as high as Charmeleon line, but I'm okay
Below
with him
the
going
line
under.
feels right.
Below the
So
line feels
we
more correct.
eventually we need to have a under the jail for the very worst Pokemon in actual prison.
Oh,
That's the
Oh,
real
hell?
debate. That's the
I was
real
gonna say
debate.
actual
it's gonna
hell.
be- it's gonna be a
Real
while.
Christian hell.
We'll get there.
We've got too many gens to go. before we actually
Oh.
hit the hell.
I was gonna say we're gonna be a bit. I don't think it's gonna be a few. It's gonna be a few me's. Oh, yes, Lavender Town.
Alright.
Bellsprout
Bellsprout.
is a Pokemon.
Bellsprout is a Pokemon, yeah.
I like them.
I
like
enjoy Bellsprout. I would
I liked
enjoy
its
Bellsprout
I like
in
the
other
the
two
B or
better.
C.
it had a really good episode in the Indigo League where one of them just wipes all of Ash's team except for his muck.
White.
Wipe.
True.
I found my gimmick.
Alolan Persian does not wipe.
But yeah, Bellsprout sure is a Pokemon.
Yeah, it sure
Yeah.
is a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's just a flower, which I mean,
Yeah.
bless Bellsprout for doing what no one else dared to do, and to be a flower with roots for legs.
No, we.
And it can always get worse. Speaking of, put that bitch in prison.
No.
Weeping Bell?
I
No.
like
Weeping
Weeping
Bell.
Bell.
I
Weeping
hate
Bell.
Weeping Bell.
I appreciate it
Weeping
for
Bell.
looking like
I
Homer
hate that
Simpson.
thing. I hate it.
I think Weeping Bell is not out of the tier with Bellsprout. I think it's in the same tier as
Yeah,
Bellsprout.
Yeah.
Victory
Now,
Bell, I would put one tier higher.
Victory
That's
Bell
yes.
is absolutely a solid team member. I've
Yep.
used one of these. It's great. And of course, we have to remember James's Victory Bell.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Addicted to
Neither-
more.
Everyone loved
again,
eating James every time.
I put Victory Bell in my head in the same tier as Parasect, where like if you're doing a rental randomizer in Stadium and you get a Victory Bell, it's like, oh, I can do something with this. You shouldn't be able to, but you can. He's got a combo that you can slowly but surely not die with.
Tentacle, gay baby jail.
Gay Baby
Fuck-
Joe. It is the
fuck
Zubat of the
surfing.
sea, which
Fuck
maybe
surfing with
even
this
makes it
thing.
worse.
Yeah.
Fuck surfing with this thing. Gen 1, it sucks. Gen 3, it sucks even harder. Oh my god.
But I like it
Now-
shiny.
Rule, on the other hand,
Tentacruel
I
is a
like
solid
Shiny
team
these
member.
nuts.
Tentacruel is a solid team member. People look down on Tentacruel because of how much they dislike Tentacruel and running into it. Holy shit, Tentacruel is such a good fucking water type.
I'll take your word for it.
Tentacle is great.
It's a fucking tank that still hits decently hard.
I had
For
one
me,
in
it
Gen
sure is a
2.
Pokemon,
Love it.
But I'll take your word for it.
I had one in Gen 2. I love it.
Yeah, Tentacruel is like, I feel like it's, again, I go based on Stadium because a rental randomizer. Tentacruel is one of those ones that you can do something with if you have it. Like, there's better choices than it for your team, but it's usually like, yeah, okay, I can try.
Alright.
If,
Geodude.
fucking love him. Solid
I-
team member, bordering on
This design is so basic. It is a rock with a face and arms.
And he's the best.
You
I
couldn't do it any better.
love rocks. Brock's Geodude is a big reason why I love this fucking dude. I would say solid team member, but if you wanted to put A tier, I wouldn't.
I would put him as solid team member bordering on so I'll like.
Yeah, I feel like that's where I would be
categories in.
too. Solid team
Sucks.
member, but like honorable mention.
Sorry, what are you saying
Yeah.
here, Sec?
So for me, Geodude is a duology of things. In
The
that
dudeology.
it borders a little bit onto the Zubat territory when it comes to its encounter rate in caves.
That's
Right.
fair.
It's not as bad, but it is still very prevalent. Now, my attachment to Geodude rather, comes from two ways. One, obviously its appearance in the anime, but then number two is its walk around mascot costume. So, real life Geodude,
I know what you're talking
Levitate.
about.
mascot Geodude has PNG pants.
He does, and I love it.
And I can't hate that.
I'm
enough.
gonna need someone to give me a visual on what the
Okay.
fuck this
Okay.
means.
All right. Yeah, share that in the back room, but it's so good that it kind of does bring it up to solid team member for me.
I got you.
It does save Geodude quite a bit for me.
Now, Graveler.
There you go,
We say that Geodude, like, I think we agree Geodude is solid team member bordering on A. I think
Sure is a
Graveler.
Pokemon.
I think Graveler is solid team member bordering on sure is a Pokemon.
Yeah, I agree.
Graveler
with that.
sure is a Pokemon.
It sure is a Pokemon. The only thing
My
I have,
God, what?
the only thing I have for Graveler, the only love that I have for Graveler is because I play Genshin Impact. I nicknamed one in my Pokemon Scarlet Violet as the Graveler. Joke for me.
The only love I have for it is that it was in Pokemon Concierge and it looked very cute in that.
I haven't seen that yet.
See,
very
I
much
just.
like
Oh, that's right. Shit. Oh, it is cute in Pokemon Concierge.
Nasty.
I
should
think
watch that
it,
Swedish,
however,
it's adorable.
it sure is a Pokemon.
I
Um,
agree.
Well,
what-
whether it's
it
in
sure is a
solid or
middle
sure
stage.
is, I agree with it.
It could have
What?
been solid if it wasn't a coward for covering up its nipples.
I don't understand how it went from
Okay.
2 hands to 4 hands to suddenly it has
A
like,
dragon
this
inside
casing
of
on
a
its
split
back.
boulder.
Yeah, like what? How did we get here?
Golem is in
Um,
the same tier as Geodude for me. I fucking love Golem's design. Ball.
Golem is a solid team member.
He's solid, yeah.
I used one in a platinum run, and that thing fucking was
Like his
a
face. I
carrier
don't know
of that
why.
team.
I feel like you can
He's
take
determined.
the Golem face.
He's ready to
and
fuck
Oh,
some shit
make
up.
an entirely different Pokemon out of it.
Actually, so there's actually a neat little bit of lore here. So of course, there's 4 Pokemon in Gen 1 that you had to trade to evolve. The thought process was that you were supposed to originally trade Machoke for Graveler. So the thought process is that when you trade them, they trade a little bit of DNA. And so that's why Machoke grows 4 arms, because Graveler had 4 arms.
Ah,
And then look at Machoke and Golem's faces.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
So they were
Yeah.
essentially the Carablast,
The Carablast Shelmet.
Shelmet. Thank you.
Yeah,
what the
that's
fuck
what a
was
lot
it?
of
Like
people
Kazam's supposed to swap with Gengar.
I have no idea. That one doesn't really
Oh my
fit as
God.
well as that
I
one
would
does.
love to see that universe though.
But yeah, that's what a lot of people think is that they trade a bit of DNA between Graveler and Machoke as they evolve.
That actually does make quite a bit of sense.
That's kind of cool. That's
But
sick.
hey,
Oh,
that's
That's
just a
Just,
theory.
that scared the shit out of me.
Why are you dying?
Because Matt
Because he
had
died.
for our sins.
Ah,
Hi, welcome to our Christian Pokemon stream.
Alright, we got one
Pokemon,
more.
Alolan Geodude.
We have one more line here.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Gay
right,
baby jail.
that-
You
No.
made it worse.
I was
No,
about to say
That
that.
sure
is a
Geodude
Pokemon.
Pokemon
I-
in baby jail.
I like the concept of it being the fucking like the little toy you had where you had the magnet that moved the metal shavings around and it has metal shavings attached
Woolly
to
Willy?
its face.
That's
Yes, a
Promo
Woolly Willy.
Pass.
No, it's this too.
Promo passes the Groucho Mark glasses.
We'll get there. But
Groucho Marks. Sorry.
we'll get there. But anyway.
Yes, Alolan Geodude is not as good as regular Geodude. I am fine with it being it sure is a Pokemon.
Graveler is also sure is a Pokemon. Alolan Graveler.
Yeah,
This one I could
Yeah.
see the argument for gay baby jail.
I don't think so.
However,
Golem, however,
solid
that's a
team
solid
member.
team member.
I was just saying, I trained in a Alolan Golem, and that is solid.
He's got a mustache.
And a
or a
beard.
beard,
He
I
has a-
forget
he has a
which.
fucking railgun on his back.
Yeah, exactly.
We
My
are looking
one
at 2 different
complaint-
parts of this Pokemon for our rationale.
My
He's got a fucking
one-
mustache. He's got a fucking railgun.
It's actually a goatee.
It's the
Not
straight
even
to
a
gay
mustache.
dichotomy.
Goatee,
you know?
whatever.
We're looking
Um,
at different things.
my one complaint with Alolan Golem is that its arms get shorter.
Oh yeah, that is fucking
My
dumb.
only complaint.
He's got a railgun. He doesn't need arms.
I know he becomes a special attacker. Like it makes
I
sense.
wish
Even though
I
actually,
wish he kept a similar color scheme that Geodude had. Like, if Alolan Graveler and Golem had the same color scheme as a Alolan Geodude, I think they would be way better.
Fair enough.
Like I like that I like that silver color scheme
No, yeah,
for
fair.
Alolan Geodude, but it wasn't enough for him to be in the same tier as Geodude. That my brain fucking just shut down trying to say that. But yeah,
Honestly, if we wanted to keep going, I could for a little bit
I
more.
could not.
But if y'all want to go to sleep, that's fine.
I got work tomorrow.
I was gonna
It's
say,
fucking
like,
killing me.
I've been waking up super early, so I'm also kind of just like,
Dragon. Okay.
I'm on the
this is a
cusp of
solid.
Dragon.
This is what, halfway in about 2 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gen
we're
1 is one of like the biggest additions there are. Like, let me fucking
Yeah.
check here.
I think
Oh,
Gen-
there's God.
So yeah,
I think Gen 5 is the only one that really rivals it.
It does. Yeah.
yeah, like
And even
fucking.
then, like, we're also talking about the gimmick forms. So
When we get
Yeah.
to Johto, for example, Johto, like
Johto's
Gen
just
2 is just
100.
going to be from Yo to Yo.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johto's gonna
Gen
be
3
so
is
good.
Yo to Yo.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a decent chunk.
Yeah, three.
Gen
There's a
4
lot.
is here to
Arceus.
Arceus, yeah.
Victini.
No, Victini.
here.
No,
I was
Victini is
correct.
Gen 5.
Victini's Gen 5.
Really?
Yeah, Victini
Yeah,
is the first Gen
Victini's
5
Victini
Pokemon.
is
That's
it is Pokemon Zero in
Gen
the
5
Pokédex.
is from here
That's-
No, it's Victini.
to.
We're just not going to rate Victini.
No, Victini
Victini is
now
under the
invalid.
jail.
Victini is under Lavender Town.
Victini is under the jail.
Victini gets their own
Then 6 is
special ranking
here.
of invalid.
Oh, I
Victini
see.
clears, by the way.
We were
No,
talking
true.
about
You're gonna
we were
get
talking
it.
about people loving a second form of a Pokemon
Volcanion.
more. I see my favorite one of my favorite Pokemon is a second form.
Damn,
I
Gen
see it.
6.
What it is.
I'm looking at
That's been
him.
the
He's on.
Volcanion.
Gen 6 is here to here.
To there, yeah.
Wow, I can't believe
That's
his
not a
favorite
lot
Pokemon is bulleted.
at all.
7 is Yo to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melmetal.
What's
No,
that
wait,
to the right of Melmetal?
Yeah, it's
Melmetal
Gigantomax
and
Max
Melmetal fall
Model.
into a weird. They fall into a weird.
I was gonna say Melmetal.
category
I would
since they
also
came
say
out
is
in this
invalid,
It's true.
They
don't
came
count
out in
Pokemon Go
Pokemon
these
Go.
and that's why they're invalid.
Calyrex.
Yeah,
Colors,
I would
yeah.
count.
Yeah.
I'd count the Legends Arceus ones with this gen.
With Gen
because
8?
they came out in the same
Weirder.
generation.
Oh, yeah,
Gen
you're
9.
right.
Mm.
So an Amorous.
Yeah, so that'll be what we do next time. We'll finish off Gen 1 and maybe.
Hello, God.
I don't know.
I see you there.
Yeah, Zatu's right there.
Nope, that's not what I mean. I don't.
Yeah.
Both what you said and what
got-
Rep was
Hello,
hovering
God.
over.
G-Max Kingler.
Hello, God, Bailey.
Look,
I believe in
Alakazam is
Mr. Steak.
is my actual favorite Pokemon, but for Pokemon Stadium, there's one other Pokemon that I fucking
Oh,
love.
I know what you mean. It's Starmie.
Yeah, God.
I thought you were
God,
saying Ledian for
it
some
is
reason.
God, and it is fucking God in
And
Pokemon
rental
Stadium.
and fucking rental randomizer. If you get a Starmie and a Dugtrio, that's it. That's all you need.
I literally have the guide, the Prima strategy guide, and it literally like, whoa, don't do that in front of me. I ain't done it yet.
Well, fucking. Yeah. So then, I don't know. Next time I'll be on, do you or Swedish have any plans this week, Jen?
Maybe.
Maybe. It'll probably be Sunday at the earliest.
I'm up in the air because a family member's having surgery tomorrow, so I don't know how much I can just dedicate to being streaming because I'm
Right.
off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but Monday I have plans.
Right.
But I don't know how much. Like, if I do stream, it'll just happen.
Yeah, so worst case scenario, next Friday on Jen's channel,
True.
we'll be doing our January, like we're doing the monthly fuck around stream with me and Jen and Swedish and Everett and anyone else who wants to show up.
Mm.
Yeah.
January 26th.
January 26th.
Probably
January
count on
26th.
10 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah. I promise to send Drew back home in one piece
You don't gotta do
After-
that.
after Monday.
Yeah, you all have a good night and thank you for showing up. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.